You can't do that. Anyway, hi, welcome to episode 6 of Call of the Herd. My name is Curran and I am joined by Romario as always. And today we have an incredibly special guest, a super special guest.
Oh, you're gonna start that too?
Joining us. Huh? Yeah,
You're gonna
why
start that
not?
too? Because the next person that's a guest, if you don't say they're like super special to them, like, oh, so I'm not as special as the last guy. Like,
Oh, I'll glaze everybody. I don't care.
okay, all
I,
right,
I, I, I
Anyway.
won't I won't get my feelings hurt if you're nice to the next one. It's okay.
um But yeah, from Vancouver, BC, we have Elliot joining us today. How's it going?
Hey, welcome. Good to be on. I was gonna say have you guys, but you're having me. Good to be on. Thank
Oh
you.
yeah.
so
Awesome.
Elliot, how you doing?
I'm doing good. Just continuing to you know, continue into the new year, organize events, host stuff, do a bunch of like little art edits for our local pre-modern and legacy scenes. Yeah, it's been a nice little time, and like Curran was just up, so we got to hang last week. It's been great. It's been a good start to the new year.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen some of your art stuff. You made some art for my other podcast, like the Small Talk.
Yeah, that's very rudimentary, that one.
I mean, it was. I loved it. I still have the picture on my phone. Actually, the other day, I think I was going through some of the pictures I downloaded. I was like, oh man, I remember that from like 2 years ago now. And
I have that card handy. It's like
I couldn't believe it
literally
was
right
like,
here.
yeah, I couldn't believe it was like
Oh
2 years
yeah.
already. I was like, holy crap.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are original
How
logo that
far we've come, and the signature of all three of the legacy small talks. This is my retirement right here. I'm waiting to I'm waiting to cash in when you guys make it big. So
Oh man, but you'd be better off like maybe buying Bitcoin or Nvidia stocks or something. I don't know. Yeah, but yeah, hold on to it. Maybe
okay.
I'm wrong.
All right,
I don't know.
all right.
But so Edit, for people that don't know you, how did you find magic
Yeah.
and why fishduggery?
That's fun. Yeah, no. So fishduggery came about in high school. So my last name is Fisher. So high school nickname truncated to Fish. All my friends are calling me Fish, and just one friend, he was just putting on this like weird voice and just saying fish doggery, and I was like, all right, like sold, I'll take it. And so that just was like, it went from I needed a new Gmail handle to now I'm signing up for Magic Online, and now it's everything. And so, it's the same kind of thing as where like a lot of people, they get their handles, somewhere in high school or early in life, and then you're just like, I guess that's me. I guess that's me
Okay,
forever.
fair enough.
But yeah, I started playing Magic back in high school. Very like kitchen table, star game on the carpet, lots of commons and, janky shit. I was very obsessed with lure and venom. Like anytime I could put those things and like be like this one taunting elf will kill all your creatures type thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I never really found like competitive Magic until I mean, like a lot of money drafting and like, some of the PTQs back in the day, but like never really found my stride there. But I got into Legacy in 2017. I was picking up cards for a commander deck and ran into an old high school friend, Brendan McBain. And he was like, do you want to play some real Magic? And I was like, I don't know what that means. I'm not insulted, but okay. And he handed me Rug Delver, and I was taking it home for like 3 to 4 months at a time. Just like a real trusting lend, and I eventually bought every single card in that deck off him.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I've been in love with Legacy ever since, and found Premodern about 3 years ago, and I think I'm even more in love with Premodern. It's incredible.
That sounds, yeah. When did you start? When it was like the kitchen table part of Magic for you?
I think like the first pack I ever opened was like a Masks pack when like Masks just dropped. And so like, yeah, like 1999 into that time. But we lived on the Sunshine Coast, which is a pretty small area in British Columbia. And so like very hard to get new cards up there. So like we almost had like one friend who would be like, "Oh, you don't need that absorb. Like, let me take it off your hands." And then he'd trade it in Vancouver for, like $25 and like some junk rares and be like, "Oh, I got you this." And so yeah, like a real hodgepodge small economy of like trading was what got me into the game, which was cool.
Yeah. That kind of reminds me of when I started playing Magic too, because when I started playing Magic, well, I don't know how small it was, but it was definitely not. It wasn't like one of the bigger cities in Brazil when I was growing up and like playing Magic. But it was definitely. It was also in the '90s, right? Like, no, I started playing like in '96.
Yeah.
So it was not being a big city, and also being the '90s before we had any way to buy cards online or anything like that. So the economy was whoever had the cards in town. It wasn't until like 97, 90, no, maybe it was 98. One of our friends started buying cards from a bigger shop from like a city that was it was like the capital city of the state where I grew up. And then later we would go like, to nationals and stuff like that. And that's when we started kind of get like closer to what Magic is nowadays, right? Like, you want to buy a deck, you just go and buy the cards. And
yeah.
But at the very beginning, to me, it was similar to you. Like, like you just, if your friends didn't have the cards, yeah, that's it. Curran, hold on a second. Let's see. Just unmute your microphone. Let me see. Maybe we have a. Yes, it's doing something. Maybe it's
certainly doing something.
You can try a different microphone. I don't know if you have maybe your webcam microphone's hooked up instead of your actual microphone. Okay.
Do you remember, just like talking on the same stuff? Do you remember like the first time you ever like saw a spoiler? Like, yes. For Magic?
Yes, I knew exactly the first card that I saw was a spoiler. It was the crocodile from Mirage.
Are we okay?
Yes, we're good.
That's okay. Good.
Cool.
Sweet.
Yeah, it was a crocodile from Mirage. Actually, hold on a second.
Oh, like the phasing one, the 6/5?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Is that sandbar crocodile?
I think it's sandbar croc. Yeah.
Let me see. Yeah, this guy here. It was the first spoiler I've ever seen, and I also think I saw the grinning. Is it grinning totem? I think it's also from Mirage.
Yeah.
That one. I can just look it up. That one. I believe it's that one because it was the same card that was on the booster pack. Yeah, this one. But Mirage. Those are the first spoilers that I think I've seen.
Incredible. Yeah.
Because I started playing, it was Ice Age, I think. Ice Age 4th edition. I know Chronicles, Fallen Empires, and Homelands, they're all legal in Standard. I think Alliances was already released. And Mirage is the next set that was about to be released. And I remember one of my friends bought an Inquest magazine, and there was like some pages that had. It wasn't like so much of a spoiler. It was more like I think it was more like explaining the new mechanics that are coming out.
Oh yeah.
So the sandbar guy the crocodile was like, "Oh, here's what phasing
that's the
is."
example of phasing.
Yeah, because I remember the 4/4 flying guy, the Breezekeeper. Breezekeeper.
Yeah.
Also, very little kid, 90s playing Magic without knowing the whole set.
Oh yeah.
Sarah Angel was a very powerful card in that standard, right?
Yeah.
Well, so like, clearly a 4/4 for 4 has got to be good too, right? Yeah. So, spoiler alert, it was not that good.
Tough sell. Really tough sell.
The phasing really, not the same thing as a 4/4 with Vigilance. Yeah, no, that was the first spoiler I've ever seen. It was like the croc and the grinning totem.
Yeah.
What was yours?
I can't remember like exactly like first spoilers, but I do remember in high school logging onto like one of the computer lab computers and deciding to print the entire spoiler for I think it was Plane Shift. But it was the tech spoiler. And it was something, but it's still like something like 60 pages. And I'm like looking over my shoulder, like waiting for like, and it's like the computer lab, teacher is like why is the printer going so long? And like, shoving it into my backpack and running home and like sitting down with my friends and like just reading like the card text, no art, no nothing, and just being like, wow, like, and I will say, like those early cards, you need the whole package, to read like the 25 worst commons in plane shift, just text. It doesn't do much to you. You're just kind of like, okay. I guess when I see it, maybe.
Was plane shift like a big set?
No, it was a small set. It was after Invasion, before Apocalypse.
I was trying to, because like, okay, we still have 143 cards. Yeah, I guess it can be. Yeah, I guess
yeah.
printing everything
maybe it was Invasion then, because it was a lot of text. But yeah, just like this entirely in text mode is like brutal.
I've seen that like for other sets, but not the older ones.
Yeah. There was a website, because like they could show you the pictures on the website, but because internet was so bad, like you didn't want to load 330 pictures. You're like, just give me the text. Like, I'll never see these if it's all pictures.
Hold on a second, Curran.
Yeah.
Do you know what dial-up is?
Yes, I know what dial-up is.
Okay.
I'm not that old. I mean, young. I mean, shit.
You're kind of young. Oh, no, Elliot, how old are you, Elliot?
This is a recurring segment of Boomer Zoomer.
Yeah, that's definitely a thing.
Yeah. Dude,
Curran grew up in an era. Say what?
I'm 31.
That's very young.
Not a baby anymore.
Curran, do you remember when TVs had like a back part of the TV that made the TV look bigger?
Yes.
Or TV is always like super flat for you?
No, TVs weren't always flat. We had CRTs, Romario.
You had CRTs. Okay.
Yeah.
But were they made out of stone?
I had VHS growing up.
You had VHS growing up?
Yes.
Hold on, you're 31. Were you poor when you were growing up? Because like,
actually, not poor, but like my parents would never pay for cable. We had like the 12, like the 6 basic local channels, and one of them is PBS Kids. So who cares? Like,
okay.
I think also like, if your parents, like if you're under a certain age and you remember growing up with VHS, it might just mean that your parents had like good taste in movies, because like so many people had huge collections, like the full bookcase of like
that was us when I was growing up.
No, it's so cool.
I mean, but also like no, in the 90s that's what we had. We didn't have anything else. Like we had to use VHS. But that's a segment I was talking about, like how Curran is young and I'm old.
Yeah.
But
adjusting the antenna on top.
Oh man, yeah, I had to get some.
I'm told I have an old soul, Romario. I'm told I have an old soul.
All right, sure, yeah. Did you have to get
my favorite band's Iron Maiden, and my favorite movie is The Big Lebowski? How is that not like? I don't know. I'm not meant for this era.
You're not meant for this era.
That's why you get along with us old guys,
I guess. Yeah,
exactly.
Oh no, is Iron Maiden your favorite band? Period.
Yeah, period. Straight up. Like, if you had to be like gun to the head, like favorite band ever, Iron Maiden. It's not close. It's not
really
close. Yeah.
I am so unfamiliar with Iron Maiden, and I'm in a shared playlist league, and someone put Rime of the Ancient Mariner on there. And I was like,
God, I love that.
That's a good one.
Song.
I was like, yo,
this
is this Iron Maiden? I thought Iron Maiden was something else. Like, this is great. So I owe them some apologies.
I love Iron Maiden, but I think I saw them one time. I only had one time I had a chance to see them. Was at Ozfest in 2004, I think 2005.
I've seen them 6 times.
You've seen them 6 times?
That's
6 times.
Holy crap! Yeah, I saw them.
And actually, now Nico McBrain's retired, so that's sad.
Oh yeah, he's the drummer, right? He's
yeah.
But he's got some more. Was it like arthritis and stuff that he was catching up to him or something?
It was something health related. It was just like, dude, the guy has been drumming so long. Like he went long time.
Yeah, so I saw them in 2004, 2005, but to be honest, I went to the Ozfest more because of the whole festival. Because so Black Sabbath used to close out the festival, but it was in 2005. Ozzy was still Ozzy, like he was still kicking ass. Like And who was Iron Maiden open for? Was a band before them, but In Flames was also there too. And yeah, that was a time when In Flames was. I mean, I was into them. Rob Zombie was like on the first stage. Also very controversial, but As I Lay Dying also was on stage A too. You guys don't know the story, right? I said controversial, and none of you made it.
Oh no.
Oh, so the singer from As I Lay Dying. You guys can go. Anybody that's listening to this can go look up this later. He became like a huge roid head person, I guess. I don't know what you call it. He started taking a lot of roids.
Yeah. Just on the supplements.
Yeah.
And long story short, he hired a hitman to kill his wife.
Yo,
and the dude just went. No, if you go on the Wikipedia page about this guy, it's bananas. He was in jail, then he got out of jail, became a pastor or something. It's weird.
That's really fucked up.
But when I saw them in 2005. They were just like a bunch of kids playing screamo music. Whatever. But I was surprised because I hadn't listened to them for a long time, and then like one day I was like going on some website for like heavy metal, whatever, and then there was like the news, and I read. I was like, what? He hired a hitman? Yeah. So hopefully, what I just said doesn't get us blocked on YouTube, but I didn't. That's why I didn't want to go. But it's crazy.
Actually, a bunch of flagging words in there.
Yeah. As I Lay Dying. Terrible.
Oh my god!
Good music back in the day.
We gotta put some kind of content rating on our podcast now.
Well, I always put this like, no, it's not for kids, so it's
That's
good.
I think I cracked the seal on swearing, so.
Swearing's fine.
No,
swearing's fine.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure I've sworn in some of the.
Well, the one thing I always try to catch myself, and I also don't like to say that, but calling the black deck.
Aggro.
Sewer
slide.
I actually like to call aggro nowadays. I don't. It's whatever people think about that.
Keep yourself safe.
Yeah, let's call it aggro deck. Aggro mono black, whatever. Yeah. I think the only band I came closest to 6 times, I think, is Lamb of God. I haven't seen Lamb of God maybe 5 times now, I think.
So Lamb of God is somebody I didn't get into until like a few years ago. Finally, I like cracked the like seal on that, and I was like, oh wait, these guys rip. Like actually, I like a lot of their songs. So
yeah, they're like a death metal band, but they're very prog friendly, I would say.
Yeah, I would say a lot of prog elements in there. So.
Also, being that they're from Richmond, it was a lot easier for me to see them in the beginning. I saw them for $25 one time here in Richmond. So, I mean, they're playing here in Richmond. They're from here. So I was like, I saw them like at a small venue. And I think I've seen Tool like 3 times now. I think that's another one that I'd like to see a few more times. That's my favorite band ever. I don't care what people say.
I haven't seen Tool live yet, unfortunately, but I would like to.
It's definitely very unfortunate.
He's a beast of a drummer, so.
Isn't?
Anyway, this is definitely a music podcast.
Yeah.
So. That's okay. No, wait, what did you hear? No, there's an overlap of like people that listen to prog and people that play Premodern, I think.
Yeah. I think
there's a Venn diagram there somewhere.
Prog modern.
There's a lot of decks named after Rush songs.
Is it?
I assume like personally, not like actual archetypes, but you know, someone being like,
is this a Canadian thing?
It's called Hemispheres.
I've named my elves deck 2112 because I can attack for that.
I was gonna say Roll the Bones or something. Tom Sawyer? No?
Yeah.
Working Man? Yeah.
Also Canadian, so yeah, now we're talking.
I was about to say, is it a Canadian thing? Like, let's pick a band here.
Yeah, thank you. I feel at home.
You could go with Nickelback, but Rush is definitely better. hey, that's how you remind me. Anyways.
I'm going to demonetize you.
now we're going to get flagged by YouTube.
I'm going to send a complaint.
Yeah. But yeah, so there was some news on Premodern recently. I don't know if you guys heard about it.
That was like seeing that on a Sunday morning was just kind of a very strange thing.
So wild.
It's Swedish time. Sunday morning, that's when we do the big announcements. But yeah, so if you are tuned into Premodern, you probably already heard. So Parallax Tide was banned. That's actually like a lot of people that made content about this. So like, I'm sure people that are listening to us now already heard podcasts and Twitch channels, streams and stuff. But
Yeah.
it's funny because the episode that we had Andrew on, me and Curran had planned to do a little bit of like ban talk, and cards that would like want to unban and ban. And that was my pick, actually. I was gonna say Parallax Tide. I didn't. Well, it's not a hill that I was willing to die on. Like if Parallax Tide was not banned, that's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, that's part of the format. The format is full of cards. There are, I mean, we have cards like Stone Ray and Counterspell, right? Things that Wizards has long decided not to print anymore. Like, but Parallax Tide was one of those cards that it's basically kind of like what Martin wrote in the article. I'll leave the link below, so for anybody that wants to read the link on the premodernmagic.com. But it was like, no, it's very hard to interact, right? I think that's the biggest thing, because there are very powerful cards in the format, but a lot of those other cards you can interact with them pretty much in any color you decide to play, right? But Parallax Tide was one of those that I think if you weren't playing red or blue, it was really hard for you to interact, right? Maybe I'm missing something here, but like no, you have to get Pyroblast.
You're not a fan of the white sideboard card Illumination?
Is it the one that you can't target things if you have less than 3?
No, that's a different one. This is white instant counter target artifact or sorcery, I believe.
From Mirage?
From Mirage, and they gain exactly
Artifact
that.
enchantment.
Yeah, the spell's caster gains an amount of life equal to the spell's casting cost. So
I guess you could play in white too, I guess. I was gonna say Aura of Silence.
But like really Aura is so much better, because just taxing them ×2. And like that's kind of the thing. Like it does promote kind of like an arms race of like, if you can't go Overtide, you have to get under it. Which kind of like pushes the format into a faster space, which it's fine, but like if it's constantly accelerating, then like we've seen Legacy lately.
Yeah. But yeah, so pretty much like on the first part of the article that Martin published on Sunday, he explains the combo for anybody that doesn't know how it works usually, and I'll go over it real quick. But if I remember correctly, because I played Replenishing Standard when this deck was in Standard, not for very long, because I remember the deck was kind of pricey, even for like a 16-year-old when I was trying to make this deck. I remember, I don't think it worked the way it worked nowadays. I think you kind of just did the fair way. It kind of worked, as I remember, kind of like a Living Death type of deck. You would put everything in the graveyard, replenish, put it back. So like, no, if you had 2 Parallax Tides, you just exile some of your opponent's lands, and then you get to untap, and then you attack for lethal, and then that was the game, right? There was no comboing, like no target things in response, do this. It was the fair way. And I think that would have been fine in Premodern. Unfortunately, the rules of Magic have changed, and in Premodern, even though we play old cards, we will play with new rules, which I don't know if Martin ever said that, but I think in partial, it probably has something to do with Magic Online too. That way we're allowed to play on Magic Online, because I think, for instance, middle school, I think they play with damage on the stack, I think.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be able to replicate that on Magic Online, right? Because there is no damage on the stack on Magic Online. But so he explains the combo here, like, no, if you target the lands, and then in response you remove Tide from play, like, no, either by putting it back in your hand or destroying it. The more common ones, of course, Chain of Vapors and Seal of Cleansing. Then the second paragraph of Parallax Tide doesn't happen before the lands are gone. So they're gone, and now they come back, but the card is not there, so they're just gone forever. And then I guess the other one was like the stifle version too, right? Like, you just target them, and then when it's about to leave play, you just stifle the paragraph that says the lands come back into play. Again, it was just like a thing that was very, very hard for you to interact. You can't disenchant, can't naturalize, can't. You have to either discard from their hand, or you have to not let it happen to begin with. And not some, but a lot of decks in the format just didn't have a way to do with that. And Curran, you play a lot of elves. Does that make elves safe? Because not safe. I'm sorry. The fact that they're exiling your lands would. I guess how did it impact elves? I guess that's my question.
Yeah. So Parallax Tide ban like the mono blue Tide deck is a very positive matchup for elves. Like in general, it was very easy to kind of just throw naturalizes, and nowadays the Nantuko Vigilantes I have and the Tranquil Domains at it and be fine. The blue white replenish matchup was hard. So it's nice to see that Parallax Tide got banned out of that, and now it's going to cause the replenish deck to probably be restructured. I don't expect it to disappear, but I do expect it to be reshaped, and it will still be a problematic matchup when that time comes, just because of the Opalescence Parallax Wave thing.
Mhm.
I think overall, like, we're pretty neutral on it, maybe with a little bit of percentage loss because Mono Blue Tide doesn't exist as a deck anymore. But that's kind of where I'm at with it.
Okay. No, I was just wondering because I think there's a part here in the article that uh Martin mentions that there's some decks that if they one-sided Armageddon you, quote unquote, the game's essentially over, right? Like, no, I think me and
Right,
Elliot
yeah.
we talked a little bit about it before we started recording, but there's some decks that also could be just like, okay, well, you exile my lands, but I still have all this mana dorks that can I can still play Magic, right? But I think that's except for elves, like, I mean, I don't know. I think Sly had a okay matchup against them too, but again, you're a deck that you can bring 5 Pyro-Blasts, or I mean, you're allowed to bring 8 of them, but that's not the real number. Like, no, usually it's like, no, 5 or 6 Pyro-Blast effects post board. And you also deck that operates on like very few lands, right? You don't have to play to the board so much. I guess Goblin is another one too. But I think most part of the format is decks that you play to the board, right? And it's just
Right.
it was kind of hard for you to interact with this with the combo. And later I think oh no, Martin said that. Yeah, did you want to talk about this? Because I know you had some thoughts
I
about
really
this.
like this section of the article for what it's worth. I wasn't quite here for the pregame with Elliot or Mario, but I just want to say that this section of the article is a really cool add to this article. Anyway, go on.
Yeah, big shouts to Martin. I think it's the like transparency is refreshing. The correct data is nice. I feel like I'm just shit talking Legacy constantly, but like you compare this to like the average other format or Legacy article, and you're like, wow, okay, we're talking about things. But yeah, it's saying that this isn't, we're not trying to knock out the power outliers for one. So there's obviously cards that are like very powerful in pre-modern that are more powerful than other cards. Survival, Dreadnought, etc.
There's a pre-modern power list, in fact, right?
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah. So like, it's not about like, pruning those to like make pre-modern like this flat. Like, no, the all the tutus are gonna fight each other. You're gonna try and flame tongue Kavu your opponent.
I believe people like to call that mid-range wars or something.
Yeah. I mean, sign me up. I'm
The
totally
Siege
in
Rhino
for
versus
it.
Siege Rhino format, like type of deal.
Well, whenever creature's a 4/5, you run into problems. But but anyway, so like the power outliers, like this isn't an attack on those. It's not about removing unfun cards. Like you said it earlier, Stone Rain is like they don't do Stone Rain anymore because people are like, it's not fun to have my land blown up. And like we have, are there 8? No, are there 7 Stone Rains in pre-modern? There's a lot of Stone Rains.
Grasp. The black one too. Actually, I have on my
Rain of Tears.
No, there's another one
and
too.
Choking Sands.
Hold on, I've got it right here. I built
Pillage.
It's a weird format that I played one time. That was like old standard. Icequake.
Icequake, yeah.
Yes.
Icequake.
If you get killed by an Icequake, because Icequake deals 1 damage to you if the land was a snow land, you just have to like put your snow lands away forever. Like if you lose a match to an Icequake, like
you'll never play with snow land again.
no more flexing with snow lands. No more playing these just because.
Is Ice Quake the opposite of a thermal karst?
Yeah.
I never realized that until now.
Yeah.
Okay, go on. Yeah, so
but yeah, like,
3 mana,
so
3 mana Stone Raise and
unfun cards are cool. Like that's what this format's based on. Armageddon is, like a cool card that is unfun by modern design, but like it's part of the format and we like it. And he's not trying to, like hose a color for another color to step in. It's not about making black good or whatever. It's just that, Tide was a problem. Or I agree that it's a problem.
Yeah, the only thing that he said it's not a response to recent results on Magic Online, but based on how the format has evolved overall during the past couple of years. I'm not really sure. I don't know if I buy into that. I do think that the Magic Online results probably have played a role on this.
I saw some really good tinfoil hat stuff on the main Premodern Discord, and I just want to say, like, I trust Martin on this one. I think like all data is good data and considered, but like there's a few people. I shouldn't even like, this is like promoting like an anti-vaxxer or something. But like now you're demonetized. But like, there were people being like, Wizards of the Coast is telling Martin Berlin to ban this because they're gonna take over Premodern soon. And I was like, no way. You gotta be
no, dude.
0%. Shut up. Get out of here. But yeah, I mean, like, I think like the Magic Online stuff is like lightly accelerated stuff, but also I think the Magic Online data, you kind of have to throw it out a little bit because Premodern's like a paper format primarily. People play different stuff online due to different constraints. The people who are in a vintage challenge, one round away from top 8, and the Premodern challenge fires, like they're going to play Sly or they're going to play Dreadnought or they're going to play something fast. So I think like, and that's a real thing online. So I think like the Magic Online data is fine. It gives you good deck lists and it shows what can win. But I also think you throw it out in terms of like looking at overall Premodern health because it's not as true as the paper data.
Okay, that is a fair point. I didn't think about that. But I don't know. I think there's okay. Maybe I worded a little not correct the way I want to say. It's not a response to the recent results. I don't think solely based on the Magic Online results.
No,
but I think they definitely played a part in that too.
Totally.
And I don't know how much Martin is on. I don't go so much like on X these days, but I still do because a lot of Premodern stuff goes on there. On BlueSky, there's a few people that mentioned Premodern, but there were, I mean, just like on Vibes that I remember, I do remember a lot of people mentioning Tides, people that came from other formats, like old pros and people that started playing like Challenge and stuff. And it was always like, oh, this deck is, this format is just like different variations of Tide decks, or Tide is clearly the best thing you can do. No, I saw people typing this, people that wrote that kind of stuff. So I don't know if that's something that maybe also influenced this decision. Like I said, I just from playing the CPL, CPL or CPS, Premodern Community League, I think.
Yeah, CPL.
CPL. I didn't see a lot of. Well, there were some weeks it would be like, no, I'll play against Tide like a lot. Sometimes I would not play against it at all. But I would look at the results and look like Tide decks were always doing well. So like I said, I thought the card needed to be banned, but if it didn't get banned, I wouldn't stop playing Premodern for that reason. Because I think the format's it's diverse enough that it sucks if you get paired into a card that you can't beat sometimes. But it wasn't like happening like every round. Like going back to like Legacy, like when Reanimator was the best deck in the format, like I'll go sit down and play a league, and I was guaranteed to play against the same deck 3 times, and that was, and then that kind of sucks. So if that came to the point like a Premodern, like, hey, if I'm playing a deck that has a hard time beating Tides, or all the decks that I like to play, all the 4 or 5 decks that I like to play have a hard time playing Tide, and then all of a sudden Tide just becomes like 25% of the meta, whatever, then I think that's a problem, right? And I don't think Premodern was at that stage. It was just a card that was very powerful, but it wasn't like everywhere, like winning everything. So, but I think it's a good response to like Martin, like no, they he decided to ban it before you got to that point maybe, or and I don't know how you guys feel about the banning, but
Uh,
Curran, you go.
oh, I was just gonna say again, pretty fine with it. I think again there are a lot of good points raised by Martin. The data is good. Like I think it is healthy for the format. From my personal perspective as an Elves player, doesn't really change a lot for me in the world. So
Yeah.
I may play a third Tranquil Domain if Enchantress becomes an issue. I know that a lot of people in my community, especially, are just kind of like, "Oh, Enchantress is going to be the new boogeyman," like going to be hard to beat. And it's just like, yeah, I'll run for Tranquil Domain. I'll go there. It's
yeah.
fine.
Mhm.
So that's my thoughts. Anyway, go ahead, Elliot.
I think on the Enchantress boogeyman, like I feel like Black actually has like a pretty incredibly robust amount of tools to deal with the Enchantress deck in terms of like Dystopia and Ancient Blood or Innocent Blood and Plague and stuff like that. So like if that's what happens, like cool. I think it'll just increase the amount of metagame churn and we'll be in a really interesting space with people innovating. I think just like I play enough decks that like I play decks that lose to Tide, I play decks that like crush Tide. So I'm kind of ambivalent with like my personal situation, but I didn't love playing against it and it felt bad to like play it and like win with it. In terms
Mm-hmm.
of like, especially again, like, if you play online, you just kind of you're playing against the computer and there's a person there, but it's easy to just abstract that away. You're playing
Mm-hmm.
in person, and like it does feel like icky to be doing that to someone outright. Like
Mm-hmm.
obviously, when you're playing to win, it doesn't matter, but like, when you're playing to invite people into the format and be like, check out Premodern, it's so cool. Check it, like let's play a match right now. Exile
Get
5 of your
tided.
lands. I'm
Yeah.
gonna exile 5 more later. Like I've had one person try pre-modern when it went on to MTGO and they walked away specifically because of Tide. I've had 2 local players since the ban reach out to me to say, hey, I'm gonna actually start playing pre-modern now. Like that card was like keeping me out. So I think it will do a lot for just like format health, which I think, if you like, there's obviously an amount of people who are sickos like all of us who are like, it was a great match. I got tided and I lost. And like you're still having a good time. But some people like they don't want to have that happen. And I think like
Mm-hmm.
that's, it's are they going to be happy when they get Armageddon? Hard to, but I think that this is like, it was so over the line that like, it's good. I think it's going to keep people in the format. I think people aren't going to bounce off as hard. I think it's just going to be a better time. And we should see like a lot more deck diversity as well, where, the white X control decks are allowed to make their 5th and 6th land drops.
Mm-hmm.
And what does that mean? Will they be tier 1? Probably not, but I think it's still like it's interesting. So I
Yeah,
love it.
for sure. Yeah, as someone that likes to play Enchantress, when I'm not playing Elves, now I only have to worry about Cataclysm. I don't have to worry about getting my lands tied. So I'm pretty happy about that.
There you go.
Uh,
Because you top 8'd with Enchantress recently, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
It was the first challenge I had a chance to play. I don't know. To be honest, I think Enchantress is really really good. I don't think it. I don't think I was. I don't think I played it well. I think just the deck just carried me. I'm just gonna be honest here. Like I think
It's a good deck
Enchantress.
to get carried by for sure.
Yeah, I think Enchantress, as long as you sequence your things correctly, most times you can just win by doing that. Of course, people that are really good with it, then if you're Riche, then you end up winning Lobster Con playing Enchantress.
Yeah.
People like me get to top 8 only because the deck carries there.
Yeah.
For comparison, I think Elves is like a much more complex deck to play than Enchantress. I mean, game ones for Elves, I think Curran probably will agree with me. Game ones, I think sometimes can be easy, sometimes. But then you go to sideboard games and things get way more complicated, I think. in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, game ones are generally pretty easy for survival. I mean, I can only say easy from like a very biased standpoint where I know how this stuff really works. But like, I don't know, like, yeah, it just takes some time sitting down. Like the survival lines again were the hardest part of picking up this deck, coming from Legacy into this, just because like I go from drawing everything to like actually having to path like a way to victory while also ensuring that squeeze in the graveyard in case things go wrong, etc., etc.
Hmm.
But I think I don't know. I've been really, really enjoying the survival lines lately, and I feel like Vancouver was like easily like one of my best performances, just like from a standpoint of just like understanding what I'm supposed to be doing in certain
Right.
scenarios. So,
But yeah, so
anyway.
I think um shoot, I forgot what was saying. Enchantress. Yeah, I think no. Now you only have to think about like no Cataclysm and Armageddon as that kind of effect. Because I think there's been some talks that like I think I said that actually too, like on somebody's Twitch channel. Like it's like, oh, Enchantress is gonna be best deck in the format now. I don't think so, but I think it's definitely gonna be better. But I also was telling you
Yeah.
guys that I think Enchantress is a deck that's fairly easy to be hated out. Like if it does become the top tier the format. Like you mentioned a few cards in black, and then you also forgot to say Gloom. Gloom's another one that's like it's a nightmare for like no.
Forget Gloom.
Yeah, Gloom's like a
yeah,
nightmare for
easy
Enchantress.
Gloom.
Like yeah, it's crazy
Yeah.
because Gloom like again, old Magic is best Magic. The fact that it says like to activate white enchantments too, you have to pay 3 mana. It's like the original ones from Alpha only says like Circle of
Did you-
Protections because that's the only white enchantments they had. And later in 4th edition, I think, or maybe the 4th edition that they errated to like white enchantments, not just specifically Circle of Protections.
Did you watch? Yeah, because it just said Circle of Protections, and then they were like, "Oh, well, I guess."
Yeah, the original ones, yeah.
Yeah. Did you watch LobsterCon coverage this year? Because there was like incredible Gloom representation going into the top 8. It was so cool.
Really?
I did, but I don't remember seeing.
I think it was Chris Hall on Angry Hermit, and he went. I think he was like on a mulligan, and he went turn 1 birds, turn 2 Gloom. And his blue-white land still opponent had tapped out. Or maybe no, it was replenish. His replenish opponent had tapped out instead of leaving mana leak up. And then he stuck a second Gloom. And so the commentary for the entire match is just like the commentators being like, so Parallax Wave costs how much? 10. And how much to activate it once? 6. Huh. Just like
and Seal Cleansing. Seal Cleansing costs 8 now to cast and 6 to activate.
Why isn't Chris casting his meddling mage? It's like it costs 8. It's like, oh yeah, right. Okay, never mind. But yeah, no, Gloom is a heater. Gloom is sick.
That's I think now that you mentioned, I think because I think I saw what's the name of the player that he's a vintage champion, Carl. I think he was playing Hermit Fab too. I think they had him on camera, and
Chris Hall was the Hermit Fab player in top 8, but maybe there was someone. Or sorry. Oh, not Angry Hermit, but Hermit Feb maybe Crazy Carl.
Okay, I think it was him that they had on camera. I might be because I watched the Unchained event too, and I think they definitely had him on that one. Again, it was kind of a while ago now. I do remember watching a lot of the coverage, but I don't remember specifics now, to be honest. So what other deck do you guys think that's it's gonna rise to the top now that Tide is gone? I know you said something about white X controlled X. Like no, I'm assuming like black white control.
I don't think like black white control or like Rifter will be at the top, but I think like they lose like their worst matchup is completely like, you know, they can now play the game normally. They'll still get Armageddon and lose, but like they don't get Armageddon by the blue control deck and lose.
Okay.
It's hard to say. Like I think it's so hard to predict Premodern because the sideboard cards are incredibly robust. Players are like always like innovating, refining, and I think just like the decks like rock paper scissors each other so well, but it's like a big circle of rock paper scissors. It's rock paper scissors, dynamite, throwing axe, etc.
Okay.
I think one deck that I think will really pick up steam just with people trying it is going to be the Panda Burst deck, because I think people will think Replenish is like, some people will think Replenish is dead. Can't play blue-white Replenish. It doesn't do enough anymore. It doesn't lock up the game. And this deck is like Replenish on like steroids. It's such a crazy deck. Like you can turn 2, you can turn 1 with the perfect hand, which is so unlikely.
Can you?
Yeah,
Does it
it's
play
something
Lotus
like
Petals?
yeah, it's like no, it plays Mox Diamond, so it's like
Okay.
2 lands,
Okay,
one of which is Ancient Tomb, Mox
LED.
Diamond, LED, Burning Wish, and Pandemonium and Saproling Burst. So you discard those 2 in response to the Burning Wish, you replenish and you kill them. Very unlikely, but like that deck, I've played a few leagues with it and it's really explosive. It's also like the $8,000 Premodern deck. So I don't think it'll be too popular at LobsterCon, but at proxy events, it could show up a lot more.
Right. I think I want the whole deck actually. Like, yeah, years of playing combo and Stompy decks in Legacy.
Yeah,
I have acquired those things like for different reasons.
I mean, that's the thing. Like, it's all good cards. It's not like, oh, you need 4 Abyss. It's not. You don't need something that's really expensive. 4 Intuitions is like, well, you were saying earlier you have a 5th, so
yeah.
But like, who the hell has 4 Intuitions in general? Like, barely.
Yeah, it's kind of well, people that tried to play High Tide back in 2013.
Shout out.
Yeah. I wish I had gotten my hands on candelabras also that time, but they're too expensive for me when I was working, the job I had at the time. But I did get Intuitions. Intuitions are cheaper. Okay, yeah, that deck seems interesting too. Yeah, I think the black and white or the Rifter decks, like maybe they'll do a little better, but I don't think Tide was really what was holding them back.
No. But I mean, it was like they could never beat it though. That was the thing. Like they could never ever beat it, which is like, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I guess we're gonna have to see how it's gonna shake up. And I guess real quick, because I guess making up for the episode that we didn't do it, and this maybe is a curveball I'm throwing at you guys, but if you had to unban one card that you think it's either safe or a card that you just want to play with it, Curran, I'll go with you first. I'll give you a little bit of time to think.
I have to look at the ban list.
I also have to reference the ban list. I feel so bad.
I was say for Curran, I was gonna say what's the name of the green enchantment? Earthcraft.
I'm sure Curran's a green mage, so we got on banned a green card.
Not channel. Channel's too much.
Channel's
too much. What about Earthcraft?
Let me look at Earthcraft.
Oh, it's funny how they already put Parallax
Tap
Tide
an untapped creature.
Oh, you know what? Well, guys, think you know what's frustrating? I was playing a league today. I was gonna record for my channel, and I completely forgot that the banning doesn't take effect on Magical Line until tomorrow.
Yeah.
In round 4 of the league that I'm recording, so I already wasted like 3 rounds. I'm playing as Replenish. I'm like, oh, this person's trying to play Replenish without tides, and then they go Replenish and they put a tide in play. I was like, oh, that's true. This thing it's still league until tomorrow. So I actually deleted all the videos and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna record tomorrow. Because this is a useless piece of
is Rebirth just on this list because it says anti in the text box?
Absolutely.
Yeah, all the anti cards are banned.
Okay. Yes.
I see.
To me, it's an easy one. I'll just unban Necro. I think Necro is cool. I don't think it would like do any damage to the format, in my opinion. The fact that you draw the cards at the end of the turn, like I don't think in Premodern there's any. I mean, people play Sly in Premodern, right? So I don't know. You can Necro only so much before you just get ball lightning to the face and you lose the game. So
can you offset that? I guess you don't discard the cards, so you can't like Spinning Darkness a bunch. Okay.
No, because they get exiled.
Yeah.
Yes. Because the only deck that I remember that was like abusing Necro to the point that was terrible for the format would be Tricks. but none of the cards in that deck are legal in this format too. Like you can't play Mystical Tutor, you can't play Force of Will.
Yeah.
So tricks, yes, you can play it, but like it's kind of tough. Like also in the format that we don't have Underground Seas, like you have to pay for your spells like in the hard, honest way. Casting an enchantment that costs triple black and then have to play 2 other spells that one costs 4, the other one costs 3 mana. I'm not. I don't think it's. And again, we're also playing a format that has like every deck has some way to deal with enchantments. Oftentimes in the main deck. So I don't know. I think Necro. They also ran one of the webcam events that they let Necros legal.
Yeah.
And the decks were playing Necropotence didn't even do well in the event. So I know it's a very small sample size, but one event and none of those decks did well. The decks that weren't playing Necropotence didn't end up doing better. So I just think Necro is like a really cool card that I really enjoyed playing when I was a kid. If it was unbanned, it would definitely make me happy. I know Bargain was legal in the beginning of Premodern. I think Bargain is definitely too egregious. Just the fact that you draw the card immediately.
Yeah, that seems dangerous.
Yeah, like I feel like no.
Dark Rate.
No, well, you can also do the what is it? Scourge
Rector,
Scourge Familiar.
Yeah.
Scourge Familiar. Yeah, a Rector deck. Yeah. That seems gnarly. I think my coward's answer is nothing, but if I'm forced, then I'm curious to see what World Gorger would do. I think it's probably a little too easy to like just infinite mana do something. But also like I don't know, I've played Legacy for long enough to remember World Gorger before Surveil Lands. And like World Gorger, it kind of sucks sometimes. So I could be totally wrong. Maybe it's like, no, you don't like World Gorger would be busted. But yeah, Necro scares me still. All these cards scare me in general, unless we're actually unbanning an anti card, which would be so cool. But also, I don't think people would like that. So yeah, I think like Necro World Gorger is where I'm at.
Okay.
I have a question before I submit my answer.
What is it?
Or I may have a couple questions. Question number 1. Is Demonic Consultation just an obvious enabler for something that I'm not thinking about, like Angry Hermit or something?
In this format, I think it's a tutor.
Yeah,
it's like a straight tutor.
It's fair. It's fair, but it's 1 mana instant tutor.
Yeah.
Okay.
To hand. Like it's got the like rider text of like sometimes you die, but like
yeah.
Okay. All right. My next question is what is Memory Jar doing here that is so terrifying to people?
That's a good question because if I remember correctly, the deck that Memory Jar,
there's not like.
It was Tolarian Academy previously,
but those two too, right?
I think it's still pretty scary in a world where Welder's legal. You have 8 soul lands. You have, all of that stuff. I think that card can get up to like real nonsense. And also, you have 4 Tinker legal. Like I think if Tinker was banned, you could consider another artifact on this list, or like some of the artifacts on this list. But
I don't know if I'm scared of Memory Jar personally. But I'm trying to think of the perspective of other decks, like maybe running into like a Tinker Memory Jar deck, and what is that Memory Jar deck doing?
Well, you're not an empath.
Huh?
You're not an empath. I'm an empath. I can think about other decks.
Oh.
I think Curran brought up a good point actually, because Memory Jar, I remember the card being busted because of
Academy,
Mana Vault, and Green Monolith.
I would like to know, like,
by itself.
There's no Hull Breach here. There's no Narset. There's no like obvious punish, right?
What's the name of the black enchantment that you take 2 damage? Is it this one?
Oh, Megrim. Megrim's legal. Stronghold.
I think that's That's the only thing I can think of.
That's what I was. If we were talking about my like high school kitchen
Okay.
table days, that's what I was up to back then.
With memory jar.
Got it.
Yeah.
So if we
Take
put
14?
memory jar
Yeah.
and Megrim in the same deck,
No, but
it's too busted.
Well,
Got
two
it.
Megrams they take
Understood.
28.
You know what, Curran? I think you're
Assuming
Dark
they
grid,
have,
dark grid,
assuming
dark
they have
grid.
no instance and are tapped out.
All right, so there's
think
two
it's memory
outcomes for this
jar.
conversation. One, we're gonna get roasted in the comments because people like clearly they're
Oh.
gonna point something that we completely missed,
Yeah. Yeah.
or they're gonna be like,
Yeah.
"Oh, you guys are right." I think memory jar and probably Earthcraft are kind of like holdovers.
you want
from old...
Squirrel's Nest? That's how you get squirrels, buddy.
Oh my gosh, it's okay. They don't even have haste.
In Curran's deck, they will.
Again,
We'll
everyone
figure it
plays
out.
things that destroy enchantments. I don't know. But I think
Yeah.
those two are kind of like cards that just like hold over. Oh, and Mana Vault too. I think they're just like, oh, these cards are super busted back in the day. We should not have this in this format.
Yeah. I think
Uh,
Mana Vault's just like introducing a speed that I don't think we want, you know?
No. Mana Vault and Grid Model, I understand. They
Yeah.
shouldn't be legal. Same
Yeah.
thing with Mystical Tutor
Yeah.
and Vampiric Tutor. That just make the decks too. Then Premodern is going to turn to like extended from like the early 2000s or Legacy Light or something like that. That I get that part. The same reason why Brainstorm is not legal. But I think Curran is right. I think Memory Jar maybe is not. It's just something that's like it's in
That
there
might
just
be,
because.
that might be safer. But
Yeah.
I think everything's like these deserve to be on their island. Like go away.
Yeah.
I think like someone like completely unfamiliar with the format or like a true zoomer would be like, oh, Goblin Recruiter's fine, get rid of that thing. It's like, oh my god, you don't know what you've done.
Okay, that one. I think it was my first deck that I did a little bit better when I was like playing competitive. Like by competitive, I mean my league that I used to play, the LGS I used to play when I was young. I played Goblin Recruiters in my Goblins deck, right?
Yeah.
It was also in a time that we had 20 mountains and 40 goblins in the deck, right? I mean, I guess I had like 4 goblin grenades, right? And then everything else
Yeah.
was like balloon brigades or whatever.
Yeah.
Pretty easy for me to just pick up my deck and put all the goblins I want on top of my deck.
Yeah.
People that complain about Doomsday players taking too long to make a pile, you haven't seen somebody make a pile of Goblin Recruiter. That's literally 2/3 of their deck. So yeah, Goblin Recruiter can say ban. Not because maybe it's too powerful. I don't care. But the main reason is because it's just gonna take a long ass time for them to stack their deck, and then you're gonna have the player that's gonna make a pile and I'm like, oh, hold on a sec, let me double check real quick.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Yes.
So let me look at the 9th card down to make sure that it's recruiter number, that it's ringleader number 3.
Yeah.
Sorry,
also,
let me fix that.
Also, Food Chain is legal in this format too.
Yeah.
So
Food Chain Goblins would be sick.
Yeah, that would probably break the format. So Goblin Recruiter now. Again, this is not any shape or form as advocating for unbannies or bannies. It's just for fun here, an opinion. I think, again, in my opinion, Necropotence could definitely come off. Curran said Memory Jar, and the more I think about it, I also think like Memory Jar is probably just something that's there because it's always been there, and it's like, oh yeah, sure, whatever.
For difference of opinion, I'll cast my vote for World Gorger Dragon, and I'm probably the most wrong.
I think you're probably right because I was actually when you're saying like, okay, Infinite Mana, what? I'm just gonna fireball them? It's like Stroke of Genius. I don't know.
What are we doing?
Yeah. I think at this point you just play like Mono Blue Storm or something.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. I think we went over the ban for a while.
Yes.
So you guys played an event. It's been a week now or 2 weeks now?
It's been a week. It was last Saturday. It was on the 10th.
All right.
Man, it was
Curran,
such a good time. I miss it already.
Say what?
I said it was such a good time. I miss it already.
We'll do it again.
Why don't you tell us about it then? See, people want to hear about your events.
Give us the player experience.
I'd love to try that out. So Elliot was actually one of the TOs for this event. And thank you, Elliot, for hosting such an awesome event. I took the train up from Portland. It's about an 8.5-hour train ride. It is just lovely. It is just so cool to sit down and veg out. But anyway,
are you being sarcastic or is it real?
No, it's real. Like I got to like play video games and hang out, but like if I had friends traveling with me, it would have been ideal because I was like sitting in a 4-person like booth with a table in between the like seats. So
Oh,
it's just like I literally walked through a train car and somebody else was playing Commander. I know they weren't like traveling for Elliot's event. They were just like playing Commander.
Why don't you join
Like,
them?
why not? Well, no, I don't have a Commander deck.
They're commander players. They have like 10 of them in their backpacks.
yeah, you're like activate survival. They're like, is it my turn? And you're like, no, not yet.
I was too enthralled just playing Lego Star Wars. I was just in a nostalgic moment. So anyway.
Okay.
But anyway. I got up there.
Sorry,
yeah, go ahead.
it's also like a really beautiful ride. Like
It
the
is.
whole West Coast Amtrak, from Vancouver, like all the way down to San Fran. It's like mostly coastal. So you see like a lot of water, you see like a lot of beach, you see a lot of all that stuff. And like obviously it's very, very green and everything. So like I've been wanting to ride the other way down through Portland into San Fran for ages. So one day.
Yeah, but no, it was getting up there. It was super easy. I was through like border patrol in like 2 minutes. It was like a very quick interview. They were just like making sure I wasn't like camping out in Canada away from the US for reasons that we exist. But
yeah, asylum seeker.
yeah, so I was like, yeah, I'm out here Sunday morning. They're like, oh, it's a quick visit. Yeah, go on through. So
You didn't tell
got
them you're
there.
playing
Elliot
Magic?
was. Oh yeah, no, I said I was up here for a Magic tournament. I was staying with a friend, and they're like, so you're like staying with a friend? And I'm like, yeah, but I'm out of here Sunday morning. And they're like, oh, quick visit then. Go on through.
Okay.
You're all good. So yeah, I got through. Elliot was waiting for me in the lobby, and yeah, we went out and like just took public transit over to Elliot's place. My father would be proud of me. I actually was telling him about my trip at dinner this evening. So
Shout out to City
anyway,
Nerd.
shout out to City Nerd. Anyway, so yeah, the next morning Jeff picked us up and we headed out, and yeah, round one I played against Arlen, who was kind of a brewer of the community, as I understand it. Was like very much about like making their stuff work out and everything like that. And they brought like a green-white mid-range deck, which was like super cool. Like game one, I didn't see a lot of it. I kind of did like the game one elves thing, just kind of like went quick and hard and like got there. Game two though, brush hopper into like phase it out Wrath of God to like wrath my board when I overextended, and I was just like not expecting it. I was like, whoa,
You got brush
okay.
hoppered.
I did, and then like they followed up with Call of the Herd and just ended me. But game three was cool. It was like a back and forth where I had to like force through a deranged hermit a few times, like play through a Wrath of God, like play through like some Swords to Plowshares, et cetera, et cetera. Like there was like some play from Arlen's part there that like made it hard, but eventually I was able to like land a hermit, re-land a hermit, like just finally take over and get there. So round two, we have actually a little article for this one.
Oh, yeah.
Played against Brendan McBain, who I've known for a few years as well. Just like he's one of the Canadian Thresh guys, and he ended up like, yeah, he and I ended up like finally hanging out in person, like I think at Eternal Weekend 2023, and then I've known him since then, kind of thing. So but yeah, Jeff Cunningham, the other TO, old Pro Tour player and article writer, was actually doing this, decided to do like an old school like feature match article, which is something I've never had. Like, and I thought I grew past like the time to have one of these, and I was like, I'm never gonna check this box off my cool Magic ass playing list, you know. And to me, this is what it would have been, but like kind of cooler, honestly. I don't know if like this would have been published the same way, you know, back then. But
I just said that
um
McBain, he plays Alice.
Yeah, McBain plays Alice. He's our local Alice guy. He's also playing Quest for Ice, if you know that format.
No.
You don't know Quest for Ice?
No.
Quest for Ice is, I believe, I might get this wrong, but I think you open an Ice Age starter and 3 Homelands boosters, and it's your sealed deck, and you play for ante.
Sounds horrible.
What are you talking about? That sounds so good.
My second thing of product of Magic that I bought was the starter from Ice Age.
Yeah.
I'll tell you how many good cards was in that thing.
Like,
and maybe the deflection, I think whatever was in there.
Oh my god, deflection.
And Homelands was the only, it's like probably the packs I bought the most in my life.
Yeah.
Because as a kid, like, we're like, oh, it's only 3.5 instead of 4 something.
It's so cheap.
And then we find out why it was so much cheaper. One, it had less cards, and two, the whole set is garbage, except for Autumn Willow and Aeron Relentless, I think, were the 2 chase cards.
Pretty rough set. Yeah. Just McBain loves his old school adjacent funny little formats. He goes
obscure
to a lot of the
formats.
Like, Beasts of the Bay, Emerald City Trolls. He's he's one of the people who have organized the Vancouver Grizzly Bears, which is the old school team in Vancouver. Obviously shout out to the Memphis Grizzlies, formerly Vancouver Grizzlies. But yeah, no, it was great. Like Jeff was able to do text coverage and kind of take photos and whatnot. And
I'm sorry, hold on. What was the name of the person that did the text coverage?
Jeff Cunningham.
Okay.
He was the other TO with me. Old heads will remember him as Fedge, FFEJ. Wrote some incredible articles for Star City, very famously the Psychotog for 18.5 damage, I think, article, which is a good read if you've never seen it.
I'll have to look it up.
It's a good story where 2 players. Have you ever had this happen, Romario, where something happens in the game and both you and your opponents pack up your cards, like being like, okay, good game. And then when it comes time to sign the slip, you're like, oh, you signed it wrong. And it's like, no, you signed it wrong. And it's like, well, I won. And it's like, well, no, I won. You scooped. So it's a famous story of that.
No, never happened to me.
Which is extreme. Oh, it's brutal. It's awkward. It's grueling. But this was a good story. It's really worth reading.
Okay, I'll look it up later.
Sorry, but anyways, Curran, yeah, you had a great match with McBain.
So round 2, yeah.
Yeah. So I wanted to kind of cite part of this article. If you want to scroll back up for a sec there, sure. Romario, that'd be awesome. Yeah. So like, it was cool because like, we had the out of town ringer Curran versus the hometown dark horse and multi obscure format specialist. The shit is so fucking is so cool. Anyway, so but yeah, in the article he mentions that he picked us up that morning, and I was talking about how I'm like ready to fight Stifle Knot all day because I took out Tangle Wires from Elves and put in the 3 Nantuko Vigilantes, which we talked about last episode a bit. Just like I'd take that matchup all day right there in quotes, like
round 2.
But beating the best deck and beating the best deck are 2 different things, as everybody knows. But yeah, game 1, you can scroll down a bit. Okay. Game 1, Romario or Brendan drops the turn 2 Stifle Knot on me, and there's nothing I can do. I try to morph the Vigilante, it gets dazed, and I'm cooked, right? Like it's just over. Like this is how we expect to lose to Stifle Knot, right?
One of those should have won the die roll situations.
Yeah, game 2 is a lot better for me. McBain just kind of has like, I don't know, it just feels like a very slow hand because he misses his second land drop. He has foil for like the first Multani's Acolyte because I led like Llanowar Elves and I went Symbiote and I threatened the Acolyte with survival in hand, just hoping that the Acolyte would catch the foil, which it did. And I was able to like
he played right into your trap.
develop survival from there and go, and then like by turn 4, McBain realized it was over, so we went to game 3. Now game 3 was so fucking like, it was such a power move to do this. Like there was a point in the middle of the game where he's developed the Dreadnought with Stifle, and he's got 2 islands up, and he's thinking, should I develop my second knot, which he has second knot Vision Charm or something like that, maybe a second Stifle, but he also has Counterspell with his other 2 islands. So he's just like, I'm going to develop 1 knot and I'm going to hold up Counterspell and I'm going to pass. And into the pass, I have like Survival, Squee, and Yard. So he's thinking I'm going to go get an Intuko Vigilante, right? I just draw and I like play a land and I just pass the turn. And in his upkeep, I hit just like Naturalize and he goes Counterspell and I just hit second Naturalize. That is like how powerful I was feeling. I was like, I don't even need to go get the Vigilante. I'm just going to hold 2 Naturalizes and upkeep. One's probably going to get interacted with and the other one's going to resolve. Like, and that's how it kind of ended. I ended up like after the Naturalizes, I ended up untapping and just going into like a Deranged Hermit, recast Deranged Hermit, attack for 19 damage, put him to 1. Easy. Like just sign the slip from there. Best deck down.
That's sweet.
So
I think you said it well. Like it would be incredible if everyone got the opportunity to like have paper coverage in their tournament life, because like it's a different vibe. It's really cool to like, I don't know, just kind of have this. So yeah, it was really fun to have this going.
Yeah.
Now,
the other thing, you can put your sideboard in here. That's cool.
Yeah, I was sharing my sideboarding plan with Jeff after the match, but something I realized later on in this tournament is that I may not board Well-Wisher out in the future. Well-Wisher caught a Counterspell the next time, or the third time I played this matchup, and it's because like Dreadnought, just like if I gain enough life, it's gonna take more swings all of a sudden, and then if I gain enough life. If I gain enough life, then I'm nullifying it swings at a certain point, like with all the untappers. So,
want to hear something funny real quick with Well-Wisher?
Yeah.
So last week I was playing Tricks. You see where the story is going. And I ended up recording a video with it. And I was very happy with the video. It's a sweet deck. It's the same deck that I talked with Curran about from... what was the name of the guy? Luis, the guy from Argentina.
Luis Salvado.
Yeah.
Luis Salvado. Yeah.
It was his list
the
from
real LSV.
With the real LSV for one of the challenges, right? And I think it's one of the videos that I recorded because I played some leagues just for fun because the deck was really fun, but I ended up recording. So I don't remember now if it's one of the video that I posted or if it's just something that happened offline. But playing against elves, I think they had a board that was like, I was gonna try to like cast the illusions, pass, and then on my turn just give it to them. And like, because I think I had a chain of vapors, so I was like, okay, as long as this thing doesn't get destroyed on this turn, it's fine. And I did the math. I was like, I think it's really hard for them to survival for Nantuko and flip it and kill all this turn, right? But what they could do was put Anger in the graveyard, grab Well-Wisher, and then I couldn't kill them because they went up to like 22 life. And I was like, oh. And I played a little longer.
Combo twice.
So I was like, maybe I can do that, right? But it has to be like really fast, right? Because like I can't just like pass it. Because they were a 6 life for a little bit. I gave it to them, bounced it back. Or I don't think I bounced. I just like they couldn't pay for it. And they went down to 6 life. And I tried to combo a second time, but I just didn't have enough time. On that same league, in the last round, I played against black and white control. And they Gerard's Verdict me. And I had 2 lands in hand, so they went up to 6. But unlike elves, that deck's a lot slower. That one I actually comboed them twice.
Yeah, you could do it twice. That's so funny.
But I thought it was hilarious because like against elves, like in game 1, Well-Wisher was not on my radar, and I felt super embarrassed because 2 days later, I had just talked with Curran to record this thing. It's like we talked about Well Wisher for a little bit too, because I think Curran even mentioned that he had like a new art. He was trying to pick up like an old border Well Wisher, and in my
Which
head, I was
I
just
did.
like, I was like, all right, maybe they have naturalized in the deck. Maybe they have like Nantuko Vigilant that can just flip it.
Maybe they just
Not on my
Well-Wisher.
radar. No, not a Well Wisher. No, and end up beating because of me a Well Wisher. So yeah, Curran, don't side out the card. The card obviously has more applications that you can think of. It's not just versus burn.
Yeah, it's just not burn. It's not just burn. Like,
yeah, it's
But
good against
I,
the
sorry,
Yeah.
small digression. I trophied with green white life on Magic Online.
Yeah.
And like there's so many decks in Premodern that like infinite life is just like it's the most over.
What
but
is
I
it green
also
for?
realized
What is it green for?
Eladamri's Call, Living Wish.
Okay.
Yeah, just those, I think.
Okay, because I've seen a deck in black and white. I'm thinking.
Yeah. So this was like Abzan, like it was like green, white, black, or junk or whatever. But like the Eladamri's Calls and Living Wishes were really sick. There's a lot of decks in Premodern that like even just gaining 20 life, it's like, all right, like damn, you know?
Yeah.
Like I play HFEB, that has like a hard damage cap on it, you know? Like your opponent goes to like I think like 36, 37, and it's like, all right, can't do it. See ya.
Yeah.
Or
Tinker
like you have to go with like a really Tinker Fling. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like it's really funny. But also I'm gonna say don't play life online. It's the worst combo to click through. It's so gruesome, and I had one opponent concede when like I had the pieces in play. Every other person, one person legitimately said, I was like, hey, I have Worthy Cause in hand, like I have infinite life, but like I'll just spend 7 minutes clicking if you don't want to concede. And they were like, cool, I'll go make a sandwich.
Oh. Okay.
I was like, so you get a sandwich and I'll have to fucking sit here and click for 7 minutes. This is the worst deck. Like I hate life.
Yeah. So it's not worth your life.
It is not worth your life. No, the life expended on life is not worth it.
Gotcha.
Even if you get infinite out of it.
All right, Curran. So you beat Dreadnought in round 2.
So we're 2-0, you know, and we're rolling into round 3, and we roll up against Caitlin on Goblins, and man, let me tell you,
eventual winner of the event.
Spoilers.
So game 1 was just classic. Like I tried to develop quick, it didn't go well, and I ran into Sharpshooter, and I had my life ruined, right? But game 2, I was feeling good because like on turn 2 I was able to develop like a bunch of guys, and on turn 3 I was able to get Masked Core out, and it was the slightest sequencing error on my end, just the slightest sequencing error. I pass turn and I run into a combination of Naturalize and Pyrokinesis, but the way that it goes down is that the Naturalize goes at my Masticore, and what I do is I use my Wirewood Symbiote in response to return my Quirion Ranger to untap Priest in an attempt to get a regeneration trigger. However, she ends up having the Pyrokinesis. And so what I should have done is I should have challenged the Pyrokinesis's presence with Quirion Ranger's activation first, returning a forest to untap Priest first, so that the Pyrokinesis gets forced at that point, and at which point I can use Wirewood Symbiote to return Quirion Ranger to untap Priest to still tap for 2, because there's a Llanowar Elves in play to regenerate Masticore and save it and still ride it. So because I returned the Quirion Ranger with Wirewood Symbiote, it was already out of play. The Pyrokinesis resolves, and it totally wipes everything. And so I didn't think about it. Like, it just didn't cross my mind in the moment that Pyrokinesis could be a thing that she was sitting on as well.
How many lanes did you have in play, though?
I should have. I had a Cradle and either a forest or 2 forests. I'm pretty sure it was 2 forests and a Cradle.
I think with True Forest, it was safe for you to do the Green Ranger first.
Yeah, exactly. There's no reason I should have, but I was just hasty, and I was like, "Oh, I've got this." Like I was just a little overconfident in how I approached it, and she just totally punished me. And I was just like, "That's what I get." Like, right? Like, I don't know. I earned.
Was
that,
it game 2?
You know? It was game 2, yeah, and she just absolutely naturalized the Mastercore, absolutely, like, wiped the board with Pyrokinesis, was able to just throw down a War Chief from there, and then on the next turn, Matron into Sharpshooter, and it was just like...
That's game.
Over.
GG.
Yeah. And I was just like, that's what I get. That's what I get. I'm sure
you're going to lose game 3 anyways, so it's okay.
But... she taught me a valuable lesson.
You'd get gotten game 3. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Goblin's good.
It was going to be the same outcome, except it was going to take one more game.
Right, but I'm just like, she taught me a lesson though, right? She taught me something that I didn't think about. Like, I just need to think about the presence of Pyrokinesis going forward when I approach goblins, and that's fine.
For sure.
And I'm changing my list as well for... I'm playing 2 1Ks this weekend at the SCG
2 1Ks?
weekend.
Oh, yeah, right.
Dude, SCGs are holding 2 1Ks. Dude, Legacy's getting nothing. Like, Modern's getting, like, kind of nothing. Like,
is the Legacy, or is the Star City allowing... So they're allowing gold border, but not proxies?
No gold border.
No gold border.
No gold border, no proxies. I have to borrow survivals. Like, I've come to terms with it. I'm like,
I think you can just like wink like they're white border. They're naturally white border. But if you can borrow them, borrow.
I'm gonna bring them to like show my opponents, oh yeah, this is like normally what I'd have if I was like at know, another event. But luckily I was able to have a friend of mine lend me 4 survival for these events this weekend, so I'm very thankful to him for that. So but they will be the black border cards of the deck. So anyway,
your friends gonna allow you to white border their survivals?
No, I'm not gonna.
What a
so you're gonna get a judge, and they're gonna be weighing one of your white border cards, and then they're gonna be weighing one of your black border survivals, and be like, so you can tell these ones are heavier because there's more ink on them.
But round 4 of the event, I ran into Reanimator, which is actually not a matchup I have a ton of experience with. It was something kind of refreshing. Yeah, it was like very cool. Game 1 was a slog. They got a turn 2 Phantom Neshoba online, but like through some very absurd, like very close play, I went down to 1 life. I had to like, what's the number for 5s? Not quadruple. I don't know what.
Sextuple block.
I had to sextuple block a Phantom Neshoba to like stay alive, but I got a Mastercore and I started pinging it, and I got the Phantom Neshoba dead, and I was starting to like turn the corner, but my opponent was at like 49 life because all these attacks.
I think
all those 7s.
6.
But eventually they...
Oh, sorry. I thought he was asking for 6.
6, 7.
Anyway, that's the one.
Eventually, unfortunately, they drew another reanimation spell and reanimated like a chroma or something like that. I don't know. I died.
Elves don't fly.
It was bad. Yeah. So
a chroma does enough at 1 life.
Game 2. I boarded in the Tormund's Crypts, but I didn't think to board in the Naturalizes, which is something I should have done. Druids? Well, no. Kind of, like a little bit. So I opened up with Tormund's Crypt, right? Like I had it like on the graveyard end. My opponent plays Oath of Druids, and I go, oh yeah, that's what they do, right? They pivot into Oath of Druids, duh. But guess what? One of the 3 main deck Nantuko Vigilantes was like, hold on, dude, I got you. And he showed up, and the Nantuko Vigilante plus the Tormund's Crypt bought the concession for game 2. So
nice.
I was able to reboard. I brought in all 4 naturalizes. And then naturalized plus Tormod's Crypt bought me the win game 3. It was
that probably feels really good when you kind
pretty-
of like, oh man, I kind of got lucky in this round, but now I can definitely prepare for game
But
3.
like the main deck building decision definitely saved me, right? Like
Yeah,
it just was
yeah.
like I left the vigilantes in because they were just like fine, right? They're just like
Yeah, they're
3
just, like-
2s, and when they're vanilla,
They still destroy enemy dead, right? So
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So it was fine to leave them in, and it panned. It panned very hard for me to win game 2 against the Oath pivot. So I ID'd round 5 because I was 3-1, and it was a 5-round event, cutting to top 8. In the top 8 round, I repaired into Brendan McBain on Stifle Knot, and we had a rematch, and it was more destructive than the first time we played. I 2-0'd him, and it wasn't close, unfortunately.
let me ask you a question. Was it because you already knew what he was playing, or you think it just worked out better?
I think, I mean, it definitely helped knowing that he was on Stifle Knot at that point, because I didn't know when we sat down in round 2 what exactly he'd be playing, but I was hoping that it would be good for me. And knowing what it was, I was able to kind of like, pressure with Nantuko Vigilante in game 1 pretty heavily, and then just clean up in game 2. So, but the top 4.
I was just looking at his sideboard because he only had like Keg and Essence Flare, and I guess a null.
Yeah, yeah. I think he brings in the annuls for those survivals, so I don't know. Maybe
if you're going to play it, I think you definitely bring in nulls versus elves, right? Because I think if you counter survival, elves is like a completely different deck, right?
Yeah, I think so. But yeah, the top 4, I got paired into Andrew Kidston, the runner-up of the event, and Andrew's deck was basically Stifle Knot, but the only difference was that, or the only difference that I was able to distinguish very easily was that Opt was replaced by Peak. And I assumed this was because this was like kind of his first pre-modern foray. And Andrew is the local who has been to the PT multiple times, as I understand it. Elliot,
he's
probably give a better background about
Andrew. He's very young. I think he's like early 20s. And he's cracked. He's like so good at Magic. He's maybe one of like Vancouver's best active players. He's been to the Pro Tour, 3 Pro Tours running, like I think like Thunder Junction, Final Fantasy, Edge.
Oh wow.
I think he has just fallen off, but I also think he has requalified, maybe something like that. But he's like so good. And every so often he'll ping me because there's a legacy event coming up and be like, can I borrow? And it's always best deck, like insert best deck. So can I borrow blue black reanimator? Can I borrow blue black reanimator? Can I borrow blue black reanimator? And so when he heard about this event, he was like, can I borrow Stifle Knot? And I was like, yeah, I got you. So he made the few small tweaks. He brought in the peaks. He said he played online and he was like, you know what, I like this because it also, I think Curran made a good point. Like it's a bit of format unfamiliarity of like, I don't know what the fuck people are doing. Like, let me see. And then I can just beat them because they're face up and I have a bunch of interactive spells and I can sequence and make it happen. But also I think it also is just like Peak is kind of sick in Dreadnought, like especially in more of a jammy Dreadnought where you're just like, sometimes your opponent is just posturing and you're like, let's see what's up. And like Opt is not great. Like,
it's like fine.
Opt kind of like everyone who's ever cast Opt is like Opt sucks.
I almost feel like Peak is better.
So like the Peak is kind of crazy. I hope it catches on a bit. I would love to see people play it because it's like a cool innovation. But I do think like, yeah, if you are joining pre-modern and you don't know what's up in the format, throw some Peaks in there. See what's up, Like
I
I think
mean,
like a peak meddling mage deck could be coming out. Like, you know, could be something to fuck around with. Like there's a lot of cool space there.
I think Peak might be better than Opt. Like, to be honest, like if you're playing a deck that you like no. I mean, I never played Stasis really, but like no Stasis or Dreadnought, like no, like when
Yeah.
you need to know exact.
Oh
you,
yeah,
your
Stasis
opponent could,
is like a great example.
yeah, because if your opponent has a group full of cards, 7 cards, but if only one of them matters, it's really
Yeah.
important for you to know. Like Curran, for instance, like
Exactly which
when
one.
you mentioned that when in round 2, right, when you had the 2 naturalized in your hand.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
imagine if McBain had Peak, that would have changed
yeah, he would know.
completely different,
Yeah.
right? He's like, oh,
Yeah.
Curran's only got 3 cards in hand. Well, but out of those 3 cards, actually 2 of them matter. Only one probably doesn't matter, or however many cards you had in your hand, right? But again, if you're playing a combo deck like that, like no, because Dreadnought only cares about removal on Dreadnought, right? Against a certain decks, right? Let's say a green-white deck. If they don't have Source of Plowshares or they don't have Naturalize, you can have 10 cards in your hand. It doesn't matter, right? And Opt is not like that much better. You only get to like look
It's
at one card.
Yeah.
So it's like,
I don't know if you guys have ever like I'm sure Romario, you've played some Gitaxian probes.
yes.
You ever do like the super flex of like Gitaxian probe, see your opponent's insanely good hand and just concede on the spot?
No, I did better in paper.
I've done that before. I've had that done to me like multiple times, and it's
That's
like
insane.
it's just so funny to be like, so that's your hand?
What?
All right.
Dude,
See
no,
ya.
I played so much Gitaxian Probe meta.
Gitaxian
How has
Probe?
that never happened?
No, to me, it was like Gitaxian Probe. I'll take this one.
Yeah. Yeah, discard that, please.
Yeah.
What?
I also did the embarrassing Passing Flames, flashback, Detection Probe, draw card. Oh, my Infernal Tutor doesn't do anything now.
Oh.
I did that one time on Magical Line, so yeah. I guess, yeah. But Detection Probe is a broken card, and I think, obviously, Peak is not quite in the power level, but it's...
No, not even close. But, well,
but
it's,
in terms of
it's
Premodern,
got similarities, but it's not as powerful for sure.
Yeah, but in terms of Premodern, it's like, it's a pretty good... it is the Detection Probe at home that you order from
pretty
Timo.
Good. It's pretty good. Yeah. Yeah. So your semis.
Yeah. So I was gonna say just about the Peak thing as well. Like, I think like one of my closest friends in the world, Adam, talks about like how Thoughtseize is just like, you know, it's just like so good to his fundamental play style, and like how he accelerates and wins at games is just because you get perfect information when you cast a Thoughtseize, right? I think like the same thing can be said about like Peak. Like if you see everything going on, then it's like it makes your game so much easier. It's just it just like being able to think about your future turns, and that's just good fundamental magic. And that's like, I think that Andrew gained a huge advantage from, you know, like using that and utilizing that, especially entering like a format that he's never played before. And
Oh yeah,
I think that's so cool. And but when we sat down, it was just like the funny, like the first part of the interaction that I think is fun is just like he's just like so stoked because like he's just been crushing it all day. Like he lost one game in the Swiss, and he's just like he's hype about
he's
it.
in a roll.
And I'm like, oh yeah, dude, that's awesome, you know, like. And then we play, and the first thing that happens is I win game 1. Like he had a very slow hand. It wasn't like turn 2 Dreadnought or anything. And so it was just like
some of that
just
kind of
like
out of the
sussing
sails.
it out. And I didn't even have a turn 1 play. I started with like turn 2 Priest of Titania, but I kept the hand because it was like survival, maybe 2 survivals, because I was thinking like playing past Counterspell or something, and just like Wire Wisdom, Motanis, and like just like all the insane engine pieces, you know, like it was just like fine.
I'm assuming both of you guys knew each other's deck before you sat down, right?
He didn't know mine. I did know his, just because I feel like I'm pretty good about like looking over to the side during my event and notating like what players are playing, especially when I get closer to top 8ing. Like that's
I think he had an inkling of what you were up to, because like he tried to like get me to leak information. And I was like, I'm sorry, Curran's my boy. He's like staying over at my place. Like you're not getting anything, and I think you're in for a good match. And he's like, I got the better deck, and I'm like, okay, buddy, like calm down.
But yeah, I mean, game 2, like I think it was game 2 is got it. I think it was like a quick dreadnought, and it was just like I didn't have the answers for it, or I did have the answer and it got foiled or something like that, just like Uno. And then game 3 was a little bit closer. I did maybe preemptively, but I'm still not sure about this one. And I still like, it still kind of keeps me up like in this matchup. But like, Andrew like developed a powder keg, and I had Query Ranger Llanowar Elves and like Cradle Forest, maybe a second Forest in play. And I was thinking like, I can't let this powder keg like take up. And so I had to use a naturalize on it, and he let it go. But of course he had the counter spell for the naturalized targeting his dreadnought following that. And then I didn't have a third one. I didn't have third naturalize. I didn't have Nantuka Vigilante. I was just kind of hoping that it would come through, and I didn't top deck it, and I lost, and that is like, 7 naturalizes sometimes isn't enough, unfortunately. That's fine.
7. Wow.
Yeah, I had the 4 and the 3. So,
you had 2 Well-Wishers in your deck in 75 too. I just realized that.
But yeah, Well-Wisher did catch a counterspell in game 1 against Andrew, because he looked at it and he sat on it and he thought about the implications, and I could see the gears turning in his head, and he was like,
he's gonna go to 25 and then 30.
Doing some quick math.
But
and with an untapper.
The funniest part of the matchup to me still, and I don't think the answer really came through until the end. I don't even know if I like revealed the information at the end, but he kept being like, why are you getting that basic mountain? Was that doing there? And I'm just like, don't worry about it.
Lightning bolt.
Like he must be thinking like Pyroblast or like some sort of shatter, or
did you ever get to the anger?
Getting nervous. No, I never got to the anger.
Okay.
Like in any of the matches, I never utilized anger, and so he just never saw why. And I was just like, "That's amazing."
That is cool.
So I did spin out in the top 4, but. Yeah,
good showing.
The finals was super funny to watch, and I don't know.
I've
done enough talking. I'm gonna let Elliot talk about it from like a TO perspective, while also sharing that story.
Yeah, so the finals was like the big show of it. We didn't really, like previously the prize for this was mentioned. So Jeff Cunningham put up a sealed Legends pack from his own collection. So that was the first place prize. Second place was no slouch. It was 2 gold border survivals, as well as we had created these pre-modern masters packs as like the prize support for the event. So instead of, I worked closely with Jeff and I worked closely with our local store, Magic Stronghold, and we wanted like 2 things. One, for the prize to be more exciting than just like, when you go to an event and you come fourth and you get like $75 store credit and you're like, I'll look at their singles, or like, I'll get some sleeves. So instead, we decided, like, let's assume the event sells out. Give us staples, pre-modern staples equal to the amount of store credit you would be giving out, and we'll take care of the rest. Like, we'll pack them up, whatever. So I did a little bit of graphic design. Jeff and I met up a couple nights. We collated, we sleeved, we packed them, we took photos of each pack to like have a shared document of like, this is in this and this is in this. We donated a bit of stuff from our own collection. The store did such a good job at giving us like so many incredible staples, like lots of gold border bolts and factories and plows, and like also we got these cards kind of like as like a lot of the recent pre-modern spikes were starting to happen. So I kind of feel like, like depending on how you slice it, like we got like $1,600 worth of cards for $800 or whatever. Like, it was like, the store really hooked us up. Because again, it's kind of like what we were talking about in the pre-show is like, the stuff is kind of sitting in the back. Like maybe it's unsorted, maybe it's whatever.
Yeah.
But to us pre-modern players, this stuff is gold.
Yeah.
So we made 64 packs. Everyone in the event got one. Every pack had 12 cards that are all pre-modern staples, gold border, white border, weird printings, promos, F&M stuff. I printed some tokens. I've borrowed this art, so to speak, from Frank Frazetta, if you know.
Oh, that's cool.
No AI trash art. The angel?
No, the elephant. I think it was an elephant that had the
tusks. Oh, the elephant? I think this is like a Conan book cover.
That's really cool.
Yeah. So each had one of those, and then every pack had I learned how to do like art peels recently. So it has a basic land where the text box is covered with the art of a card. And every pack had like a rare, and packs were whatever value and everything. And there were a few like really nice hits in there, like a foil Ravenous Baloth, beta Red Blast, some other stuff. So there was one pack to each player, and then the remaining of the 64 were like seeded through the top 12. So Curran, you got 5 extra packs for
I got 5
fourth?
packs for semifinal, or actually 5 packs. I opened my entry pack, like my my entry the tournament pack, and got some cool stuff out of that. So that was sick.
And you haven't opened the rest?
No, I've got the other 5 right here.
You're a very patient
they're
person.
still sealed. I know. I
would have opened them like on the train back. Like
I
kid in the candy store.
I hid them, dude. I hid them in my Nintendo Switch case right here, so I couldn't see them.
You're like, I can't know though it's there. But we wanted to do an opening on the show here, so that way you can kind of see. This is a really cool thing to do. It's a lot of work, a lot of effort, but like I think it's kind of an experiment that like some old school communities have done of like making prize packs out of stuff, and it becomes harder as things continue to spike and whatever. But it also means that like our community got cards in their hands, which is cool because like so many shops are sold out of whatever, and this way the staples actually get to the people and the players, and people were even trading at the event, which is incredible.
That's what I was gonna say. Like we saw legit trades go down at the event. That doesn't happen in Magic anymore. People just go online and buy their singles. Like, why are people trading, right? Like, no, there was a trading ecosystem happening at this event.
Trading ecosystem.
Sick.
By the way,
that's good.
If I open it back with that beta Red Elemental Blast, I would feel like the winner of the event. I'm just saying.
It was
and Caitlin did that too.
Oh, she opened that one?
Yeah. So Caitlin, it was her participation pack. So it wasn't even like as a prize. Because first place just got the Legends pack, like no additionals, prize support at all. Like here's your very expensive old pack. Enjoy. But in her one pack that she got just for entering the event, she opened the Red Blast and she put it in her deck, and it was good in the finals. So like such a Cinderella story that she replaced, like a white border or whatever Red Blast. I think it was like a
fourth edition,
the Chandra one, I think.
Oh, one of those.
No, she likes to mismatch her cards. She's a sicko like me. Incredibly beautiful deck. One of every goblin.
The naturalizes were all different. Dude.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So, anyways, but maybe Curran opens this and sees some cool shit.
So
Curran.
before I open this, I'd like to read the text on it as well. It says, "Within this pack lies the joy and wonder of the greatest game. Enclosed are impossible locations, magics, and monsters. Imagination is your guide. Strategy is your greatest defense." So we're going to open the Premodern Masters pack here, and I'm going to show you the contents as we go through it here.
Mm-hmm. It was so much fun putting these together too. It was a real blast. Anyone who's like a TO and thinking about doing this, like, it's a lot of work, but DM me. I would love to, give tips and tricks, and it's so much fun. Like seeing people open them.
If only we had like a more vibrant Premodern community here.
So first is the token, of course, the soldier token. And then we have the art peel land. It looks like we've got a beautiful mountain here.
Is that Mirage Mountain?
I think that's 6th edition, but Mirage Art originally, and that's a Mons Goblin Raiders on that. Curran Caitlin wants that, by the way.
Okay, cool. I'll bring it. I'll bring it with me the next time.
Bring it in April, and you can do a trade.
And we can do a trade. So next is the morph slot. You see,
gotta have a morph slot.
Card.
Oh, there's a morph.
There's a morph card here. So
can we guess? Can we try to guess that one?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
What color is it?
The color is red.
Red. Oh, is it the cat?
No.
The
Blistering Fire Cat. That would be so good. Most of these morphs are kind of bad.
I mean, that one is kind of cheap, isn't
it? That one's pretty good.
Okay, I don't know.
I would be very surprised if you got this one.
Okay, I don't know. Go ahead.
It's Goblin Taskmaster.
Oh man, yeah. I don't think I was gonna guess that one right.
That's a pretty bad goblin.
Next, we have a foil Savannah Lions. Ooh.
Oh, that's sweet.
Foil retro.
Next, we have a Gold Porter counter spell.
That is also very cool.
Masks art. Good.
Oh, nice. We got a gold bordered curse scroll.
Wow.
That's a heavy hit. That's nice.
Actually, that one, is that one of those like gold border cards that's actually kind of expensive?
It's still pretty cheap because like it was in the year, like every deck played it. Oh, it was for 2 years and like every deck played it. So there's like 6 printings.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
Yeah, because it's the best card.
Right. Okay.
Next, we have a gold-bordered Carplusian Forest.
That is also very sweet. I think is that from Brian Selden's deck too?
That is.
It might be.
I know this is.
It doesn't say Selden. No, it says. Is that Partlow? No.
Oh, his deck actually didn't have Carplusian Forest. Never mind.
Oh,
it did have Carplusian Forest.
Yeah, but it's a different Carplusian. This is like the 7th edition.
Oh, that's right. You're right. Okay, then. Yeah. It could be one of the other years. Okay.
We got a Visions Impulse.
Wow. Necessary. Need it.
We got a 7th.
Do not do the last part of the text.
Wild don't do the last part. for the boogeyman.
Enchantress is coming.
You're
already whiteboarding your Enchantress deck.
A gold bordered Drain Life.
Okay. That is, Necro was a hell of a deck.
Necro was pretty good.
Seal of Cleansing.
Banger.
PM All-Star.
Yeah, slightly worse now.
Gold bordered Llanowar Elves. The 7th edition gold border. That's sick.
Some would say it's the right art. Not everyone. Some would say it.
Gold bordered Flame Tongue Kavu.
Oh.
For whenever Curran decides to play Cradle Control in Premodern too.
Yeah.
Another heater. The final card is gold bordered City of Brass.
City of Brass is definitely a
good one.
That's my City of Brass is my Premodern. Yeah, that's a good one.
City of Brass is another card that's crazy because it has been reprinted like
so
a million
printings
times.
And it's all $20.
Yes.
All right. Caitlin, if you're listening to this episode, I will bring this up next time I'm up and we'll do a little trade ski.
It should be like pennies, but that's a pretty cool City of Brass.
Raiders. So yeah, no, it was great seeing people open these, and like, yeah, it's really cool to just, again, instead of a bunch of store credit going into people's accounts, people get cards and they start building decks. And this event, I think probably for 6 to 7 people, it was literally their first pre-modern event. Jeff and I kind of hit like our Rolodexes of homies that used to play Magic with us. There was one friend, Enrique, he donated some prints to give away. I asked him like, "Oh, you're on Tog, like, why this?" And he's like, these are the only cards I own. Like I had to buy, I think he said he had to buy, I can't remember if it was mental notes or something or whatever. And he was like, those cards, I bought, and everything else I had from like the last time I played Magic 15 years ago. I was like,
wow.
that's sick, So it was really cool to like get, the old folks home, had let out early. And it was really cool because the Vancouver community, we've been kind of slowly building. We have a every second Monday, and that's been like sometimes 6 people, sometimes 12, a lot of the times like 8 exactly. So it's nice to have kind of like a bigger event to show off the format. And like I reconnected with people I hadn't seen in 10 to 15 years, and they were like, if there's another one of these in 4 months, like, I have kids now, but I'll show up. Which I think is kind of true for so many people in the format.
Do you think that's because so our pre-modern scene here kind of like dwindled down like over the time? Like no, our first
Oh yeah,
our first pre-modern event was a surprise because I want to say it was about a year ago now, maybe more. But we had a store here in Richmond that opened up like in the history of, I guess, like LGS in Richmond. I think they're the youngest one here in Richmond. I think they've made. I actually don't know how long they've been open, but they're definitely a fairly new store, and they're very central here for Richmond.
mm-hmm.
And that's the store that I kind of hit them up for our Legacy League because of their location, and the store was really nice, and
Yeah,
the staff was really nice. The location's perfect. But anyway, so like eventually I was like, hey, can we do a pre-modern event here, right? And one of the guys that work at the store is like, you knew about the format. He's like, oh yeah, we can try that. And then I remember when came time to decide of the day, he was like, oh, we got this one day, but they used to do like a Lorcana league or something like that, or and their store is sort of small because they like all sell books at the store too. So it's like,
yeah,
we've got enough space for our Legacy Leagues comfortably. But if there's something else going on at the time, like, it kind of gets iffy. But I was like, all right, well, how many people are you expecting? He's like, oh, this many. I was like, well, how many people can we have for the pre-modern event? They're like, I don't know, how many do you think is going to show up? I was like, I knew there was mostly people that play Legacy too. So I kind of just threw that number. I was like, well, maybe at most like 12 people, right? And like, like 14 if we're lucky. 26 people showed up for a first pre-modern thing. Like they had to get tables from the back and like, they had to move some of the shelves.
I'm really sorry, but this is great.
I mean, they were happy too. They have a picnic table in the back of the store. Some of the people just like, oh, let's just go play back there. It was like a nice day that
Absolutely.
day. So, like, so it was nice, right? And then the next time we did it, it was like, I don't know, 18 people, which I thought it was like normal. And we kind of stayed at like that number for a while. And then eventually now it's like 6 if we're lucky.
Yeah.
And then eventually the store was like, I don't think we can do this anymore. Because like, but they were like, no, if you guys want to just hang out here, we'll run the event for you. But they basically decided not to. They're not going to take the initiative. It was like Romario, if you want to invite people to come over here, we'll take your money, create the event and stuff. But so yeah, I think one of the reasons maybe if you take the model that you just said, like do it like every 4 months or whatever, I think depending on the demographics, it's probably be better. Because if you try to do too many pre-modern, I think it's probably like even people that are more busy than like Legacy players. I think Legacy still get some younger players, but like pre-modern, I think mostly are people there. Even the folks here in Richmond that don't have kids or anything like that, they're usually very busy because of their work life. It's cool that you guys got this turnout and you planning
28
for the next
was
one.
like we kind of like initially thought 32 and then scaled back to 24, and we sold out at 24, so we increased to 28, or we increased to 32, and then with a sick call and kind of a last minute thing, we ended at 28, which I think like is a great number. I think that's like a really healthy Premodern turnout.
Okay.
I think yeah, like the feedback I got from people that I kind of interviewed, who were newer to the scene or like weren't showing up to the regular stuff, they were like, yeah, like, infrequent is good for me. If I can do this once every 3-4 months, awesome. uh and I think like a lot of people who have kind of, let's say, like slightly disconnected from showing up to like weeklies, like it used to be that you would show up to the pre-release, like I'm
Mm-hmm.
sure we all remember like the friends we have that it's like you don't see them and then you see them at the pre-release and then you don't see them and you see them at the pre-release and you're like, oh, where have you been playing? And they're like, I haven't. Right.
Yeah.
So I think it's kind of like, we can engineer that kind of culture. The other thing that's happening for us locally is we've launched a weekly league. So I just posted the first set of pairings today. We have 16 players for the first iteration of it. It's a monthly league with one match per week, and it'll be structured to kind of have like a points leader at the end of a 3-month season, and they'll get some sort of custom prize, bragging rights, possibly an invite to whatever local event we have next. So that way we can kind of have a bit of continuity and also like cross pollination. Because like some people have their home stores, some people have their areas, and they don't meet each other. Maybe they only know each other as a Discord name. But like when you play, like either you have to meet up at like a bar to play a league match or you play a webcam match or something, you actually get to know people. And I think that's like really key to building a strong community. I look at like the Portland scene, and I really hope we can rise to that standard. And I think so much of it is just like, just hammering it, constantly being on the socials. Like I don't want to post on Facebook, but I will.
Mm-hmm.
Stuff like that, and just working away at it, because it's really easy to fall from 12 people to 8 people, and then 8 people if someone's like, oh, I don't think everyone will show up, so I won't bother going. And it's easy to fall from that 8 to 6 to 4 to the event doesn't fire anymore. So
Right.
it's just like, you just gotta kind of throw yourself into it. And I'm so annoying locally. Hopefully no one's tired of me yet, but I enjoy doing this. I enjoy like trying to connect my local scenes, my legacy and my pre-modern scene. So
Mm-hmm.
I think it's just like you just have to work at it.
Yeah. We tried the league format that you just mentioned.
Yeah.
That did not work out for us in the long run.
No.
No, we used to do like the one. All right, long story short, but we borrowed that from like a team draft format that we had here in Richmond. That was very successful. But it was different because it was 6 people meeting up at a bar to play a draft, right? But then you would play at least 2 matches, right? Because just how it works out, like best out of 6, I guess, whatever.
Yeah.
But so we tried to borrow that for Legacy, and it was okay when we had like. So we used to have a rotating format here in one of the stores. Every month, the last Monday of the month was Legacy. So a lot of folks used to try to make their league match into the local events. So they'll play the event, and then like after the event was over, like, hey, you want to play our weekly match, and then we'll play it. Because everyone was always at the same stores. After COVID, that wasn't really the case, and then people thought it was so. Like Richmond is not a huge city, but it's big enough that depending where I live and your opponent lives, like it's kind of a hassle for people to meet up. That's when I had the idea for the league be like once a month at a store. So we just play an event once a month.
Yeah,
then,
play an actual event and track those results.
Yeah, that's what. But I mean, if it works out, then that's definitely.
We'll see where it goes, but I'm hopeful, and like we've really I'm using Spice Rack, and it's a pretty flexible software. I haven't really used like Wizards Event Reporter or anything previously, but I posted the pairings this morning. I did like, give me some pairings, and it gave me the pairings, and I noticed that one of my players was paired against one player that only wants to play in paper, was paired against a player that only wants to play on webcam. And I was like, okay, I'll break your match and I'll break another match and I'll pair you guys together. I'll invert the pairings.
Okay.
And now, I have 8 matches, and I think like 5 of them are going to be in paper and 3 of them are going to be in webcam. And, of those, 2 are because the players are new parents. And others are, someone lives an hour outside of the city. So we'll see how far this goes. Obviously, like, breaking and manually making pairings is a little bit of a like how much tournament integrity is there, and it's for charity and it's for fun and it's to get people meeting each other. And if you're worried that your league commissioner is giving his friends good matchups, then you should probably like drop it.
So, if you're doing it for like another reason you said, that seems legit. And so the events you're going to have in Vancouver, they're all going to be at the same store? Is that the plan?
So we have 2 local stores that we have Premodern at. We have Magic Stronghold, which is kind of the biggest local store. That's our weekly legacy store. And so that's where this Premodern Masters event was. And we have like a Saturday event maybe once every second month there. And then we have our every second Monday we have at the Connections games. And that's, like kind of like, a little more just like vibey casual, like we're all just meeting up for funsies. And then, I'm looking at like alternate things. Jeff and I had a great time putting this event on together. We're actually meeting up tomorrow to kind of discuss like next steps and whatever. And I think, it's a matter of finding a balance between like creating a great competitive atmosphere and having like a friendly kind of beer league thing, and finding a way for both of those to coexist. But I think currently the next event that I'm planning up, Curran, you can listen and mark the calendar for yourself, April 11th, and it'll likely be at a brewery in East Van here, and I should have space for 48 players, so hopefully some Seattle and Portland folks come and invade.
More importantly, are you going to have space at your house for someone to come crash?
Current only. Well, actually, we can push some stuff around.
Oh no, I wasn't talking for me. I was talking for Curran.
No. I was assuming Curran would have Sage and Parker and everyone in tow. So
Sage and Parker are kind of small. You can definitely fit them there too.
Yeah, they're pretty wee. So
yeah, we can figure out some. They can share the air mattress. I'll crash on the couch. It'll be easy peasy from there.
Yeah.
No, I mean, it was awesome. Like, Elliot, you were just an amazing host for me, by the way. Like, I really appreciate you putting me up for a couple of evenings, and it was really fun hanging out. So thank you for that.
Yeah, it was a blast. I wish we had more time. The train schedule is a little demanding with you have to get in late and leave early, but next time maybe we'd bake an extra day into it. So
I'd like to.
Yeah.
And I'm sure Parker and Sage would too if they come with.
Isn't Amtrak like convenient to travel in the West Coast? Because in the East Coast it's terrible.
It's, I mean, you do like there's literally one train that leaves from Vancouver to the States and one that comes in. So it's like pretty inconvenient, but like I think like Curran said, like once you're on it, you're happy.
No, but I mean, like as far as
the scheduling is tough.
8 hours doesn't seem that long. Like how much of a difference would be like if you drove, Curran?
I think it's like 6.5 to drive to Portland from Vancouver.
Then that's fine. That's perfect then. 8 hours compared to, because like one of the reasons I don't go to LobsterCon is because it's extremely expensive for me to go there.
Yeah.
Even though I live in the East Coast, but I mean, driving to Boston is like 12 hours.
That's crazy. Yeah, that's a lot.
Flying there, it's expensive. Or at least more expensive than I want to pay for a Magic event. Like I don't. My thing is like with Magic is still, it's a hobby, right? So if it's something inexpensive, I'll go do it. But flying there is expensive. So the next option was like, well, I can either take a bus or I can take a train. Bus is out of the question. It's just too long for me to be on a bus. So I was looking at trains, and trains like very expensive for me to like ride over there, and it takes like, I don't know, next to like 8 hours. I would have
it's not Europe cheap, that's for sure.
No, yeah, I wasn't expecting to be cheap, but like at least like reasonable.
Yeah.
Because like flying there is like $400, whatever, round trip. If I
Yeah.
schedule like a train is like about the same, and I'm like, and there's nobody from Richmond that's going to LobsterCon to like split gas with me or anything like that. And I mean the hotels are expensive, but that's a different conversation. But like, yeah, train just is not. Every time I try to think catching a train to go to a Magic event, it's just like as soon as I go to the checkout part, I'm like, nope, this is not gonna happen. It's just not.
Yeah.
So
I mean, yeah, it was like $155 round trip, and
that's
that
reasonable.
seemed
Pretty good. Yeah,
pretty
that's
great
like
to me, honestly.
super good.
Like,
yeah.
If I could pay, let's
So-
say, 8 hours. So let's say if I added 4 hours to go to Boston, for instance, if I had to pay $200 or $250 round trip, is that round trip, Curran? Was that $150 round trip?
Yeah, it was
round trip, yeah.
round trip.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
if I had to pay like $250 round trip to go to Boston, I would go to LobsterCon, like in a heartbeat. Like even if it takes like 20 hours, I'll sit in the train and I don't know, chill until that. But it's more expensive than that, so it doesn't make sense. So yeah, it seems like a good deal, man. Like 8 hours on opposed to 6 hours driving, and you just comfortably sitting there like playing your Switch.
Yeah.
And
Well,
it's not,
I think
laptop,
especially
but-
like if you have a crew of 4, you can just like cube the way up. You can
Oh
play
my
matchups.
God,
You
yeah.
can,
yeah.
you know,
It would. It would be testing the whole time because we're nerds. Like,
Just get a
it's so
laptop and just.
easy.
Do they have a Wi-Fi
Yeah.
in this? I think they have
Yeah.
Wi-Fi in those things, right? Can you just play leagues?
Yeah, they have Wi-Fi. It's not like no. I tried to log on to Moto while I was on the train ride. I
you
literally
mentioned that.
The one thing I did was I sat on the home screen and I just watched the timer tick down on just like how long like the league
okay.
was still going on or something.
The next
And it would-
premiere event
it-
start, and you're like, goodbye.
it would phase out like every like 2 or 3 seconds skip, and I was like, there's no way that I'm gonna be able to hold a match. Like, there's no way. Like
That's
they
brutal.
ask you not to stream anything through like Netflix or Disney or like
because it would
yeah,
suck up
whatever
all the
that-
bandwidth.
Yeah.
they're like, please don't like do that. Like, so it's already
So
limited.
what I'm
enough.
hearing is that next time Curran is going to bring Parker and Sage with him,
Yeah.
and then he's going to be like,
Yeah.
guys, I'm very happy you're here
Sure.
because internet sucks. I need somebody to play Magic with me.
I need to play Magic.
Yeah,
you
I can't play
know?
online, so I have to bring a friend with me so I can play in paper.
You're on
But-
Enchantress. Go.
Cool.
Yeah.
Elliot, so what's the next? I'm sorry, the event is on April. Just so people.
April 11th is I've got a venue, I've got a date. I need to like kind of like hammer stuff out, but I would say to anyone who's like looking to come up for this one,
Mhm.
save the date for April 11th. It's like almost guaranteed. I ideally will make an announcement in less than a week of what the event is. I don't know, generally, like I don't have a Legends pack to contribute like this last one, but I have a Dreadnought that I don't mind parting with if it raises some money for charity, so I'll do that. And I just saw the price of the Judge Foil powder keg, and I feel like I could part with that as second place, so it might be
Nice.
easy. Yeah.
Nice.
I gotta keep living up to my arc in your continuity as the out of town ringer, so I'm gonna keep coming through for the bigger events. Like I think it's so fun, and I am so happy to do that travel. Like the other thing about that round trip ticket, I bought it 2 weeks before the event. Like imagine if I have like a couple months before I buy the tickets.
Yeah.
Like so.
Right now.
Anyway,
right now, like as
Well, I'll tell you.
right
I'll tell you to wait like 3-4 days, but I'll ping you when,
I'm
and
gonna
I'll
wait.
reach out.
I'm gonna wait for the official announcement.
Yeah,
but I have the
yeah.
date blocked
Gotcha.
out. Yeah,
But
so-
yeah, no, like just look for more stuff from myself and Jeff Cunningham in the Vancouver area. I have created the False Creek Prophets as our de facto East Van Premodern team.
Mhm.
False
I
Creek
love
is
the teams.
a neighborhood that's like right by my house. It's next to Science World. And then Jeff, he has his coverage up on magic1.ca and is kind of handling like the web and the glossy side of things. So between the two of us, we're just kind of trying what works. And I think, like a lot of it is just like you can, if you want to try and like put on events, you can make your own shit work. We made like very like punky flyers. Like this is, like very
like a
like
fanzine from
very
like
DIY. Yeah, like I
Yeah.
want to do a PM zine. I know that the old schoolers do that. Like in Canada, there's Interrupt zine, which is like really cool. I think like, so much of the, flipping through Inquest back in the day and like reading the dojo and whatever, it has gone, but it doesn't mean you can't recreate some of that nostalgia and love for the game from those times. So it's very exciting stuff.
I was actually reading the dojo the other day.
No way.
Yeah,
On archive? Like it has to be on archive.org, right?
Yeah, it's the Wayback Machine. Like
Wayback Machine. Yeah.
Also, by the
Oh my
way,
God.
if any,
Yeah.
how can I put this? If anybody younger than Curran's age, if you're reading that stuff, don't get shocked in the language. There's some stuff, the way people used to express their opinions about opponents
Yeah.
and judges, it was more rough in the 90s. But there's some good stuff in there.
Yeah.
Depending on the
Definitely
writers.
some selective terms.
Yeah. No,
but
different
like-
terms, just like in general. Like there's like, oh, this judge was an idiot because this and this happened. I was like,
that's using the nice word.
yeah. I'm not gonna say the other ones.
I feel like I've read tournament reports that say the other one, but
yeah.
I mean, I like to think that we've all like grown since then.
Oh yeah.
And we can take the spirit of the time and leave the attitude.
Yeah. No, but also it wasn't all of them. I was looking at some there was a deck that was called, because I tried to record some the deck that I was trying to record today that I ran into Parallax Tide in the league was Trinity Green. It was the Roffellos. I don't know. Roffellos. I like to say Roffellos. Roffello is like plow under type of deck. So I fell into this black hole of like old Magic reports and stuff.
Yeah.
And there was a player here from Richmond. He used to write for Star City. Benny Smith. He used to write for.
I remember Benny Smith. Yeah.
Yeah, he's local here from Richmond.
Nice.
Benny apparently did well with I think people used to call the stupid green deck or something like that.
Yeah.
And there's a whole story behind it. Like all the decks in the 90s had
Yeah.
And I found out like one of his tournament reports. His was one of the nice ones, of course. Benny is not someone that no. But that one's really interesting. He like explained it. He won was it a PTQ here in Richmond, or he won like a states event here in Virginia or something. But and the deck has a lot of like Trinity Green type of cards, and I was just like getting ideas to like build a Premodern deck, right? So and then I went in the dojo, and there was a bunch of articles about that from that era, like people casting Massacores and Derage Hermits and Roffellos and Tangle Wires and stuff like that. But
so good.
So it was pretty cool. Yeah.
If you want another trip down memory lane, on archive.org, you can find every old issue of the Duelist magazine. Cover to
I've
cover.
seen those. Yeah, I've seen those. Yeah.
And you can just read them. You can just Duelist, Inquest, Scry. You can read them literally cover to cover.
Mm-hmm.
And like, there's wild stuff in there. The letters to the editor, the cartoons by Phil Foglio. Like, there's so much incredible stuff. I mean, I'm sure it's come across, but I just really love like Magic, like old Magic shit. Like, any of that old stuff is so cool, and I love that we're in an era where rediscovering it and enjoying it is kind of like it's becoming a big deal. I
found a box. I was because we're moving pretty soon, so like I've been throwing away a bunch of stuff and selling stuff. I found an Inquest that I brought from Brazil with me, like when I was I found like a badge from like Grand Prix São Paulo from like '98. They used to give you like a badge, T-shirt, and like some other stuff. The T-shirt I remember having it until I was in high school. I think I threw it away because it probably disintegrated after that. But it had like São Paulo like logo in the back and like had Grand Prix in the front. But everyone got one of those. And I found the Inquest. It's probably gonna come terrible to the phone, but like I took a picture of one of the pages.
Oh, the prices.
And Lies Eye Diamond was $5 at a time.
$5?
Yeah,
that much? It doesn't do anything.
It doesn't do anything.
What a rip-off.
That's No Rod. No Rod doesn't do anything.
Yeah, it does nothing.
But
getting the like T-shirts from events, the thing that I remember is like I was a little smaller back then, and I just remember going and being like, can I get a medium? And they're like, absolutely. And then like, the next guy being like, can I get an extra large? And they're like, no, we are out.
Oh man.
Would you like a medium? It's like, I see. They did regular size distribution and,
Yeah.
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 Good
So,
times.
Yeah. No, some incredible old times.
The Tranquil Domain, I think that's the name of the channel. That one's got some really good stuff.
Really good stuff. Really good stuff. I enjoyed the history of the deck. That was a really good one.
Mm-hmm.
Weissman literally talked through like 8 years of history with just like, I only played this one deck.
Yeah.
And here's how it evolved over that time, which is incredible. Just really good stuff. Highly recommend.
That one was good. I like the one when they talk about it was like U.S. Nationals in '99. That one was very long
one.
Yeah, but it had like John Finkel.
He did a director's cut. It was so long that he did a director's cut and was like, all right, let me like pare some of this down.
Curran, did you have a chance to look at that? I think I mentioned to you.
It's a really good watch.
I don't think I did.
Like if you have two monitors and you're playing a league, just leave this on the other side and just listen.
Yeah.
And it's great. It's like people talk about like, Magic was a different game in the 90s.
Wild West.
It was a
Wild West.
I think they actually did
Filthy.
like the whole parody of that, right? Like no, they would have at midday they met. It was like Mike Long and Matt Lind, I think was the
Matt Lind.
Matt Lind was actually that GP São Paulo. He was there. He was.
Nice.
They had a booth for him. I didn't know who the hell he was at that time, but they had a booth for him, and if you beat him, you get a pack or something.
The classic like gunslinger thing.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was him that was there that day. It was the format was masks sealed. I remember. But I'm pretty sure it was Matt Lind that was just sitting there like taking people for like challenge and stuff. And it was so like I saw him on that video too because he played in the finals against Mike Long and the good guy won, not the cheater.
Yeah.
But that channel has some really cool stuff.
He might be a little bit litigious. I don't know if you want to use the C word with regards to Mike Long. He might get his lawyers after you.
Oh really?
Nah.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying what I saw in the video. It's not my words.
Someone said he was a cheater.
Yeah.
Somebody said it.
It's alleged, and we're just repeating someone's allegation.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I think on that video, they I think the reason I actually watched that was because they mentioned that he played at the event in Florida. I think it was in Florida. There was like one of the was it the PT? No, whatever they call the PT now, the regional whatever. Apparently he was there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so he was. There was rumors. That
at the RC, yeah.
Apparently, there was rumors that he was at the RC, and so I was like,
that's crazy.
Yeah, but
crazy.
Yeah, for anyone that's, I think we're going to on a tangent here, but like, no, anybody that's like, looking for more old, like, type of Magic stuff. The Tranquil Domain, it's great. They had some really good stuff in that channel.
And Curran, when you commit me and Romario to the same old folks home in a few years. You can just come and visit and you'll get more stories.
I just dude, I thought I outgrew being the butt of the young kid jokes, and here I am
it's strictly a numerical thing. It's
it's crazy to me because my sister is 9 years younger than me. So to me, I always look at her as a little kid.
Yeah.
And she's a year older than Curran. So it's like so like in my head, you're like younger than my little sister. So it's like, so yeah, it's just, but it's all good.
I'm happy to be the young perspective on the podcast for you to keep you in check, old man.
You're up and coming, bud.
Curran, you're supposed to be like saying like 6'7" and bring
future LobsterCon winner.
No, what, dude? Oh, I feel so bad for like teachers in general for the whole 6'7" thing.
I know too many teachers. Yeah, they're all suffering.
The one that drove me crazy with my son mentioning it was what's massive? Did you hear that one?
No.
The low taper fade. It's because the guy Ninja.
Is this like a Damn Daniel thing?
No,
sounds like that.
It's because of Ninja, the streamer that used to stream Fortnite.
Oh, sure.
What,
yeah.
What is it?
My son showed me. It's like some dumb like short, a TikTok video, whatever.
Yeah.
The low taper is like the haircut, right? Apparently.
Yeah.
And
The
then
broccoli
someone said,
head.
yeah, and then he's like, oh, it'd be massive if you Ninja got like a low taper fade. And then I don't know why it had become a meme, but the kids were saying that. So my son was constantly like in the car going to driving him anywhere.
Massive.
He'd be like in the backseat, he's like, tell me, my wife's like, hey, you guys know what's massive? And I'm like, no. It's like, oh, the low taper fade. That was funny the first time. And then
like 35 times later.
I'm like, stop. Like just and then he started with 6'7". And I was like, oh my gosh. Yeah, kids are like
brutal.
It's brutal. Cool. Elliot, is there anything else you want to talk about before we get out of here?
I'd like to shout out an event that is scheduled and coming later in the year. This is Dungeon Fest in Calgary, Alberta. I think it's like their fourth year, but like third year kind of like really, really continuing to expand. But they had a 35 player Premodern event last year, and their scene has really grown. The Calgary Cabal is their local team. Actually, if you just if you pull up, I think it's dungeonfest.ca. It's a really cool website. Yeah, dungeonfest.ca.
Sorry.
Sorry, I should have pasted it in, but
how far is that from you?
It's a drive. It's a bit. Okay. I would probably fly it because it's like a 10-hour drive. But the trophy that they made there is like super cool.
Oh, that's
it's like a big 3D printed Corona. And the
team of decree of something.
Yeah. So that's Corona from like Onslaught block. She's on all 5 decrees. It's Corona False God. It's her like shadow on all of them. Yeah.
Hold on a second.
Yeah. You can see her shadow on Decree of Justice.
Holy shit, I never noticed that.
Yeah. And then the original Decree of Pain, her shadows.
Yeah, it's the second thing I learned today about magic.
Easter eggs. Yeah. Wow. Same with Annihilation. I think Savagery maybe. Oh no, she is.
Oh,
yeah. She's in the ears. But yeah, look, the Calgary team's been doing an incredible job with promoting their events. Calgary's pretty spread out and everyone drives. So like they have like kind of like 4 city hubs that they meet up in and play in. My Alberta. But anyways, this looks like a great event. I'm going to try and get a team out. They're going to have bands. There's a hotel block and it's quite cheap. And again, like there's 7 months notice, which I think is again just perfect for the pre-modern, the old school, and whatever players.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks like it's going to be a great time. Again, like live music, beers, and a lot of pre-modern and bragging rights. They have been a little cheeky here. They're calling the event the Premodern Canadian Championship, I believe. Which I think is a little cheeky considering like Canada is quite big. But also like, you know what? No one else has done it yet, and good for them. If that means someone comes from Quebec to try and defend, you know, the Eastern provinces or honor, then awesome. So yeah, I think it's a great event. I wanna shout it because I think it'll be a blast. I'm looking to make it myself.
Is this like a charity event too?
I think they had some really sick prizes for their one last year. I was DMing with one of the organizers. Let me see if I can find that. Yeah.
I like their website. It looks really cool. I'm assuming the bands are gonna be.
I was gonna say maybe my band should apply to be one of the acts at the Dungeon Fest. You know,
you should.
Yeah, just Bayou Brewing Co. Perfect.
What is a Morden High Open? Is that a different game?
That's a tabletop game.
Okay. So they have so Premodern is going to be on Saturday. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about this event myself, honestly. Like, I don't know what a flight from Portland looks like yet. I might also look at just flying out of Seattle because it might be cheaper, but we'll see.
Yeah, but no, they do like incredible altars. They have some really good artists in their crew. I just posted in the show chat the like top 8 prizing. But they did like a special Corona, a survival for first, and a set of altered dazes, Ice Age Pain Lens, and a set of altered hippies for second, gift certificates, bunch of cool shit. So yeah, it just seems like again they're like really dedicated to building the crew and getting stuff going, and you know they're a really cool team. Like I've chatted with a few of them, and just like the amount of support that they've given our small crew is like really impressive. And I think again that's one of the best parts of Premodern is you kind of link your different communities, you know, just by saying, hey, we're playing in the next state or city over, like maybe we can hang out one time.
Right.
So
Cool. Yeah, so you can pretty easy to find is dungeonfest.ca. I mean, I'll have pretty much everything that you see, except for Scryfall. I'll have everything else linked below here.
Yeah.
Even Scryfall too, so you can look at all the decrees, whatever.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. I'll have Elliot's information too. And cool. So Dungeon Fest, another event in Canada. So you said it's I don't know very much of the Canadian geography, so I didn't know how far it was for you.
So British Columbia is the westernmost province, and then Alberta. But the problem is we have the Rocky Mountains between us, so it's a very windy path. And also like just both of our states are pretty big. So yeah, it does look like a 12 or a 10 and a half hour drive for anyone coming from Vancouver. So likely a flight. But
instead of driving,
you know, it's an hour and a half flight. So like, why would you do that drive?
Gotcha. Cool.
Yeah.
All right.
So, yeah.
All right. So, anything else you guys want to shout out or contact info, etc.?
I guess if you're in the Portland area this weekend, SCG Con is coming to the Portland or the Oregon Convention Center, and there are 2 Premodern 1Ks, one on Friday, one on Sunday. So that's what I got.
If you find Curran and you give him a high five, he'll give you a basic forest.
What?
No, I'm just kidding. Deal. Just go give him a high five. He's not giving you a basic forest.
Yeah. I was gonna say, do I have that many basics? Anyway.
Yeah, if you're listening to this and somehow anywhere in British Columbia and you haven't linked up with me already, please do. Like, I love spreading Premodern and legacy vibes in our area. If you're visiting, we have a Legacy Monthly on the 1st at Strongholds Games in Burnaby. There's a big face-to-face weekend, so there might be some out-of-towners next month in February. Come play some Premodern. I will give you stickers and probably make up some tokens to give away or something like that. Yeah, Premodern is a great format, and it's only getting better because they killed Tide.
All right. That sounds pretty good. Yeah. All right, cool. So, Curran, if people want to find you to talk about Parallax Tide being banned, how can they find you?
You can find me on Discord at Testacular. You can find me on BlueSky, also Testacular, and YouTube Testacular. Wow, incredible! I'm Testacular.
Just
on
find
a lot of
Testacular.
platforms.
You are very Testacular.
And if you want to check out my band as well, because we did have a YouTube comment that had queried Bayou Brewing Co. on Instagram. Just I'm gonna promote that for funsies. But
no, you guys are sick. Yeah. I've listened like once since you were over. So
didn't you say your guitarist like played Magic too or something?
Yeah, Kelso has been to 2 Premodern events now, and he's top 8'd, or 3 of them, and he's top 8'd all of them. Yeah, he's 3 for 3. 2 with Sly, and 1 he brought Snap Cradle Pop to
that looks like, so cool.
Like he
top 8 with that too?
Untested. He slid into top 8 only because our 7th place player had to drop and go home, and he got pushed up from 9th into 8th. And he got to play quarters, but he didn't unfortunately progress from there. But he's 3 for 3 on top 8s. He had not played like constructed tournaments in like a decade. he'd been playing EDH this entire time, if any Magic at all, up until Premodern. And I was like, hey, dude, like, now that we're homies and in this band together, also, I was curious. Let's try to play some Magic. Here's Premodern. And he fell in love with the format. Like,
as it turns out, so. Curran wasn't even the best player in his own band.
I don't know. That's gotta hurt.
He thought he was the best player, Premodern player in Portland.
I feel like I just like found a warrior frozen in ice. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
you're doing Encino, man.
Yeah.
Like, hey, you want to play? It turns out the guy was like, no, he's a very good Premodern player or a good Magic player.
Like, you know, all right, I'm cracked.
He's just got good fundies, you know, and I feel like that's the coolest part of Premodern. Like, if you have good fundies, you will be rewarded.
It really rewards you for sure. Yeah.
And Elliot, if people want to talk to you about like matching all your cards in your deck.
Yeah. Oh,
how do they find you?
I don't know anything about that. I love a mismatch. I've been playing HFEB in Premodern, and I am matching that deck, and I'm trying to get like as many, like all gold borders. Which, you know, there's an amount of cards that it won't work for, so I'll have them as the original black border. But I have to admit, there's something nice about the aesthetic of matching original art. It's, you know,
I agree.
Yeah, you were right. But anyways, I'm fishduggery on everything. You can find me on Discord. You can find me on BlueSky as that. You can't find me on Twitter because that site is now for
kind of bad,
you know, pedophile racists. So don't be on Twitter. Just if you're interested in joining our local Vancouver Discord, if you're one of Curran's boys, like or gals or non-binary pals, to borrow from Kenji, just hit me up. We talk Vancouver Legacy and Premodern, and you know, the border. The border is currently one way, in my opinion. People can come up, but I don't want to go down. But you know, everyone's very, very welcome to hang.
Sweet, cool. All right. I guess, and you guys can find me as Romario.
Where can we find you, Romario?
Yeah.
Where can we find you?
In Richmond, Virginia.
Romario in my life.
Oh, Romario Vidal everywhere, except for again, I know. I feel the same way about Twitter, but unfortunately, there's a lot of people that. I feel like Europeans don't know exactly what's going on Twitter.
Yeah.
So a lot of the Premodern that even Japanese players too, they still like. I'm not gonna name everyone, but like there's a lot of Doomsday players and Premodern players there, like from Japan. They are still there. So like I don't have the app on my phone anymore. So I do check like very sporadically every time like there's a big Premodern event, I'll go in and take a look at it. But I'm Romario Neto there, but Romario Vidal everywhere else, like Discord, Magic Online, Twitch, and on this YouTube channel too. And you guys can talk about Legacy and Premodern. That's cool. All right, and I guess
great
Elliot,
format.
thank you very much for hanging out with us, man.
It was a real pleasure. Thank you. Yeah.
That was a long episode, but it doesn't feel like it. I feel like we could go on for like another
just
hour.
Just hanging with the friends. Yeah, we could cover a lot of Scry magazine back catalog and old Magic ads.
Yeah, we could go on and on about Premodern decks forever and Legacy decks, but
totally.
Yeah, but the listeners. Yeah. Curran, hold on a second. I think you muted yourself by accident.
Oh, sorry. I was just gonna say, I had a great time hanging out with you guys this episode. This was a lot of fun. So
cool.
Oh, all right. Final shout out. I'm so sorry.
Yes.
The HFEB Discord, which I think is just like a general degenerate Premodern combo Discord, they've published a 47-page guide on how to hermit Feb, which includes math that I can't possibly understand about what if you need to activate Phyrexian Devourer blind and how boned are you if you do. Also a 1-page rules disclaimer saying that Battlefield Scrounger doesn't have an official ruling, so you should always ask the head judge of an event if you can go infinite with it or if they think no. And like many, many, many other things. By page 16, I had learned 5 things and had to like stop reading because I was like shaking from how much I had learned.
Hold on, Battlefield Scrounge doesn't have an official ruling.
So, oh boy,
Yeah, this is
Battlefield
a whole thing.
Big can of worms. Battlefield Scrounger.
I know the card.
You might as well Scryfall it. Yeah. So it, as well as Wall of Roots, they both have the text of play this ability only once per turn. I'm gonna butcher this, and hopefully no one from the FEB Discord like sees this and is like, "What an idiot!" So if you have Battlefield Scrounger as your top card in your graveyard, you activate that with your Shapeshifter. You then tuck the Scrounger and you survival the Scrounger back to the top of your graveyard again. Can you activate this only once a turn ability? And there's essentially like 3 different rulings depending on what the judge subscribes to.
Huh. Okay.
And one of them is, you can do it as many times as you're able to. Like, you still have to like reset the Scrounger each time, but you're allowed to do that. And then other judges are like, no, it's the same card the whole time. The Shapeshifter remembers that's already done that ability. And then the really chaos answer is like, oh, you can do it once for each Scrounger and Wall of Roots in your deck. Which is like that's not right. That's not right. Whoever says that is like, take their judging away. Like,
whoever said that also believes the Earth is flat. I'm just saying.
But yeah, and L5 has gone on record saying like the rules don't have a clear-cut answer for this, so it's really like whatever the judge says is the ruling for that event. So Matt Tabak, if you're listening, here's a fun project to do on vacation is sort this guy out. Otherwise, like, forget it.
I'm gonna put this here so I don't forget. Can you send me a link to that?
I will send you a link to that. It's a great document. It's 47 pages. It's very thick with math.
Mm-hmm.
And it's completely blown my mind like multiple times, and so much work from those guys. There's too many people to name, but
okay.
Any chance we can also get a link for that in the like description for this episode, Romario? I think
for the
good.
Yeah, that's why I put the note there, so I don't forget to put there.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, and by the way, anybody's listening, again, I need your comments on the ban list. What do you expect to be banned? Also, how wrong were we about Memory Jar? And
are you team World Gorger Dragon or are you team Necropotence?
That's a good one too. But I really want to hear about the Memory Jar because I feel like Curran is right, but at the same time I feel like, hold on, there's maybe something I'm missing here.
It's like a little scary. Yeah. It's a little scary.
I think there's something I'm forgetting.
I think Dark Ritual, Cabal Ritual, LED Memory Jar is like a little bit too much concentrated, like.
But it's the same thing as Tinker. Like, what are you gonna do into that? Like, you're not gonna Tendrils them after that. You're just gonna like cast it like
Tinker's not a draw 7.
No. But I'm saying Tinker in Premodern, you don't Tinker for anything busted. It's just like Devour, right? I think like no, the whole sequence of plays you just mentioned, you draw 7, but then the 7 that you draw is not that great anyway. So
you fucking Burning Wish. I don't know. That's for people smarter than me.
Okay, and also for anybody that's listening, give your opinion on Battlefield Scrounger. I think that. The little bit of rules that I know, it seems like it is a different permanent. Kind of like when you pick up like a Korean Ranger, put it back, and then you can do it again. But I could be wrong. I'm not a judge, so
it's more like a local judge kind of said it's a lot like Vivi's Soul or Agatha's Soul Cauldron, where like it would be tough for this to happen, but like you're creating, or I guess the Vivi ability. Never mind. I don't know. We've been at this for too long now. Now I'm starting to melt down.
All right. So everyone, thanks for listening to us. Elliot, thanks for hanging out with us.
Pleasure.
Again, it's been a
pleasure.
Thank
you so much. Like I was always
we almost demonstrated that we could have gone for like forever. But everyone, again, if you listen, leave your comments below on all the crazy crap we just talked about today, and including your favorite bands and whatever. And I'm gonna leave all the links. I'm gonna leave all the links in the show notes. The Premodern Magic, the band discussion. The announcement, the FEB link, and all the other stuff that we talked about in the show, except for Scryfall, because that's All right, cool. Curran, I'll talk to you next episode, and Elliot will talk like on Discord. And
I'll see you in the leagues. I
was about to say we're gonna run into each other into leagues.
Yeah. We play like twice a week on MTGO, completely unplanned. So
yeah,
I'll see you there.
All right, solid app.